Hello everybody, this is NCS, and today I bring you Slay the Spire! Specifically because I have a little mod that I need to showcase, well not need, but that I really want to showcase because I made it myself! Woo! Yeah, took quite a long time to make, maybe a little bit too long, but it was fun to make. Anyway, before I go to the showcase though, for the people here that have never played Slay the Spire, first thing, go play it, it's good. But yeah, for those people who haven't played it yet, I want to do a little introduction to how this game works. Which reminds me, first things first, let's disable fast mode. So, Slay the Spire is, let's just pick something at random here. Slay the Spire is a deck-building, roguelike RPG game. How this works is you have a map here, and what you want to do is ascend all the way to the top where you will fight the boss until you've reached the end of the game. There are 3 bosses in total, and yeah, so you have 3 of these maps to climb. On these maps you have different nodes you can choose from. These little creatures here are monster encounters. The question marks are random events, which can also be a regular monster encounter. These campfires here are rest sites where you can either recover your health or upgrade cards that you can put in your deck. These guys here are tougher encounters. Here we have treasure chests where you can get a passive relic, which I'll go into more later on, and I think that was it actually. Oh, we have merchants too, where you can buy cards or relics. Anyway, let's get started with what you're probably going to do most of in this game, combat. So, combat consists of you drawing cards from your deck. Each deck starts out with a number of defense, which give you block, which mitigates incoming damage, and strikes, which deals 6 damage to the enemy. Each class also starts out with 1 or 2, usually, class-specific cards, like Bash here for the Ironclad, which deals damage and applies the vulnerable debuff on an enemy, which, if you take a look at it here, makes cards deal more damage to them, by 50% specifically. Yeah, once our turn is over, the enemy can attack us, or do whatever they want to do, really. You can see what the enemy wants to do by their intent above their head. Like this enemy currently wants to attack us for 7 damage, and the little shield in the background means that they want to also apply block on themselves. Because this is just a showcase, yeah, sure, let's defend once. So now the next attack deals 5 plus damage to me. I could have killed him just there, but I wanted to showcase like how defending works. And once our deck is empty, it gets shuffled back into our draw pile. So you never have to fear running out of cards in this game here. Oh, right, after combat you get some money, and you get to choose 1 of 3 cards, which you can put into your master deck. Since I don't really plan on running this showcase here not the showcase, but this character here too long, I just want to showcase here the regular stuff. The basic combat flow, really. So each card, as you can see in the top left corner, costs some energy. You only have 3 energy to start with, and once all of your energy is used up, well, you can't really play any more cards. A clothesline here costs 2, which is why, well, I mean, right now I cannot play anything. Yeah, the enemies can also apply debuffs on you, which is signalized by this green swirly thing. Right now, this enemy gave me Frail, so I gain less block with each card. Instead of 5 block, I'm getting now only 3 when I play defend. Not that it matters, because this monster here does nothing at all right now. And now it's dead instead. Yeah, this is essentially how combat flows. Right, okay, let's show off the shops as well and then switch to another character. Yeah, the shop here you can buy various cards with money that you accumulate after, well, doing combat. These cards down here, the grey ones, are neutral cards which any character can buy in the shop. The one on top are always related to the current character that you have. Down here we have relics, which will be displayed at the top row here. Each relic has a different passive ability, like this one here gives me 2 HP at the start of combat, so yeah, I just heal some HP back, means that I can be a little bit more aggressive. The ceramic fish gives me 9 gold whenever I add a card to my deck, which is really nice early on. And this here I never pick up because who plays a power, an attack, and a skill, like, in the same turn? Well, like, what? Yeah, I'll go more over the different card types later. Down here we also have potions, which are one-time use items. The skill potion here lets me get a random skill, okay, more about skills later. Speed potion gives me dexterity, which increases the block rate. And here we have a fairy in a bottle, which when I would die, I am revived with 30% of my current, of a maximum HP rather. But most importantly, at a shop, we can remove cards. Now, why would we ever want to remove cards? Well, the starting cards are trash. Every single card you can find is always better than a strike or a defend. So you usually want to remove those. Like normally I would now, since I'm the Ironclad and I have a starting relic that heals me for 6, I'd probably remove a defend actually. But personally I prefer having a roughly even amount of strikes and defense in my deck. Oops. I think I need to put OBS a little bit further to the side, so that won't happen again. Yeah. So now I've removed this defend from my deck, and, well, now I have a card less, so that means that the good cards in my deck are more likely to be drawn, because I, well, have less cards to draw over. Alright, so that's the gist of this game here. So let's get started with my own character. Well, technically not my own, but my own mod. Featuring the Noh Dancer, Hata no Kokoro from the Touhou Project series. Okay, so Kokoro's gimmick is, well, she has multiple gimmicks really, but her the gimmick of her starting relic is that she can gain popularity. You gain popularity by dealing damage to an enemy that is not blocked via, well, their block. But if we break the block of an enemy, so if they lose all of it, we also gain another popularity. And once you hit 12 popularity, you gain a special reward for the next turn. But hopefully we can get to that during the showcase here. So anyway, for the starting options here, because, well, I did well in my last run, which is why I'm getting a couple of choices here. I can either remove a card from my deck, which is never a bad idea. 7 max HP is not that critical. We can't take 21 damage to get a rare colorless card, which rare cards always good to take early on because they may shape your deck in one way or another, but colorless cards are usually more utility-like. Or alternatively, we can lose our starting relic to obtain a random boss relic. Boss relics are very powerful, but my character here is very reliant on the starting relic, so not a good idea to do this in this case. I guess I'll remove a card from my deck, which Kokoro here starts out with 3 strikes, 3 defense, and 4 custom cards actually. And one of, or the main gimmick of Kokoro is that she has stances essentially, which are represented by her emotions. Depending on the emotions that you have, your cards might do different things, like for example Cranium Tortoise here, which, yeah, depending on the stance or the emotion you have, either in anger for example it deals damage, or in melancholy you gain block instead, so you have a lot of versatility with these modal cards here. And this last phase here, this last option, the Popularity Explosion option. You gain Popularity Explosion by gaining to 12 popularity, so that's the payoff for your starting relic. Anyway, which card to remove? Probably a defend, actually. Let's be a little aggressive. Who needs block if the enemy's dead, right? So anyway, which path do we want to take? I usually like taking paths that have a lot of elites and campfires. So I'd probably want to take this here. And I also like taking random events because they're usually good. Alright. Somehow I removed the defend and yet I start with two of them. So this card here, Water Iris's Beauty. It comes also with a mechanic of popularity loss, which requires you to pay the indicated amount of popularity here, so 2 popularity, but I only have 1, so I cannot actually play this card despite having the required amount of mana, or energy in this game. And what it would otherwise do is I become joyful, which is one of the emotions that I can get, and I'd gain an energy for next turn, so making this technically free. Yeah, well, kind of, except the energy is going next turn. And Credit Tortoise here is unfortunately also useless right now because I don't have an emotion. This happens sometimes that you draw cards that require you to have an emotion without having an emotion yet. But there are cards later on that help out with that. Okay, let's destroy that here. One thing of note is that your emotions also give you little bits of extra benefits, like anger here increases the damage you deal by 1, making all of our strikes normally deal 7 damage now, but because we're weak we only deal 25% of the supposed damage. Retreat here also has popularity loss, but we gain 8 block on a starting card, which is pretty good. And we become melancholic, so now we gain 1 more block each time we do gain block. And Crane and Tortoise is now active too. Although the enemy's not attacking, so there's no real need to play Crane and Tortoise for block. Instead, since Water Iris's Beauty is active, let's play that one. After spending 2 popularity, we're now joyful, which turns active the joy effect for Crane and Tortoise, which gives us 1 accelerator. Which does, for each attack we play this turn, we gain 1 powered up, which increases our the damage dealt from cards by 15% per stack. So if we have 2 powered up, all of our attacks would now deal 30% more damage. And for every skill we play, we gain 1 grace, which is the same thing but for block gained. Anyway, can we kill this guy? That's 6. No, not quite, because we're weakened. Even with +2 here, because of anger, we'd only be dealing like 18 damages, which is 1 off. So let's instead retreat, block, and hit the slime for a bit of damage. Alright, Tortoise is now in anger, so it deals damage, strike, and the slime is dead. Neat. So now we have 3 new cards to choose from. You can either take Soul Crushing Mask here, which is another modal card that changes depending on which emotion you're in, yes. But what I wanted to say is which applies a different debuff on the enemy depending on which emotion you're in. Either Vulnerable, which deals more damage, Weak, which makes the enemy deal less damage, or Sap, which is a new custom debuff which makes an enemy lose 1 strength for each hit they're going to take from then on, but only for this turn. So this is a good utility option if you're trying to do anything really. It's offensive, defensive, it's pretty good all around. Then we have Bell of Dojoji, which has another new keyword here, Performance. If you've played Eternal, Performance and Encore is pretty much the same interaction as as Revenge and Destiny. So if you play a card with Performance, this card gets shuffled back into your draw pile, and once you draw it again, it gets automatically played for free via the Encore keyword. Other than that, Battle of the Joji makes you angry, so makes it less often happen that we are drawing these emotion-bound cards without an emotion active. And it also deals 1 damage, but also increases the damage dealt by this card by 1 or upgraded 2 points. Personally, I love Battle of the Joji because it's just I love free cards. And the last one here is another emotion-bound card, Spider Slasher, which is kind of like Crane of Tortoise. It deals damage, gains block. Enjoy it can apply another new status and draw a card. But it also has performance, so it technically gets played twice. And just another aside, the art for these cards is not yet finalized for most of them. These two here are, and the starting cards all are, but most of the cards are still just colored sketches, pretty much. Anyway, enough about these cards here. I'm going to pick... Battle of the Joji. I love this card too much. Probably should have taken Soul Crushing Mask because e-buffs are always good. Ooh. We got the When Living Wall. As you come to a dead end and begin to turn around, walls slam down from the ceiling, trapping you. 3 faces materialize from the walls and speak. Forget what you know and I'll let you go. I require change to see a new space. If you want to pass me, then you must grow. So we can either remove a card from our deck, so it's probably another strike, so it's the same amount of strikes and defense that are gone from the deck then. Also, I just added a new attack. We can transform a card, which technically removes a card and adds an entirely random one. Or we can upgrade a card to make it stronger, so like Battle of the Joji here would be a good target, or Crane of Tortoise because 2 accelerators is actually pretty good. Because Accelerator gets removed by 1 after each turn, so you don't have to apply it every single time. Personally, in this event here, I love transforming cards because it's like removing and gaining a card. And this early on especially, gaining cards is really good, and wow, we got a rare card. Satisfied, the walls in front of you merge back into the ceiling, leaving a path forward. So anyway, this card that we just got, since it's a rare card, it's pretty powerful, and it's probably going to shape our current run. So we get Never-Ending Dance, which decreases your popularity by 1 and deals 3 damage, but increases the damage dealt by this card for this turn by 1. This card is not affected by damage multipliers or modifiers like Strength or Vulnerable, which we've seen earlier. But this card is played for as long as you have popularity. So what this essentially does is, if you have, say, 3 popularity, this card deals 3 damage, then 4 damage, then 5 damage. So it's a card that is really good in decks that make good use out of gaining popularity. Oops. Alright. Yeah, so Kokoro is... I don't know if it's an unfortunately situation, but she does require a lot of proper sequencing with because all the stances give minor advantages. So if you are going to attack a lot, you probably want to play a card that gives you anger first, so to give you a tiny bit more damage. Or if you have modal cards, you always have to make sure, okay, first I have to go to a specific emotion, so I don't lose out on potential damage. Or on the effect that I really want to do. Alright, we missed the lever by 1 here, unfortunately. But this enemy here is weak enough that we can just kill it. Hooray! Okay, our new options here. Exploding Emotion, which is more powerful if you have an emotion, but deactivates it too. So you become emotionless and your mortal cards will be inactive for the most part. Recurrence, which is an attack that hits all enemies for up to 3 times. which is pretty decent, but we already have a card that wants us to spend popularity, and not really a lot of good ways to gain it. So I don't really want to take recurrence here, and I probably regret it because I'll run into some enemy, like a lot of enemies in one combat probably. And then we have Mask Storm, which, well, deals damage, but in different ways depending on which emotion you're in. In anger, you hit for more technically because anger gives you more damage, like 1 more damage per hit. But you hit random enemies as a downside. In Melancholy, you hit 1 enemy 2 times. So more consistent damage, but slightly weaker than anger. And in Joy, you can hit all the enemies. So we could use Mask Storm as an AoE. Yeah, let's do it. Maybe we're lucky enough to get a couple of good Joy cards. Ooh, the Serpent. You walk into a room to find a large hole in the ground. As you approach the hole, an enormous serpent creature appears from within. Oh, hello, what have we got here? Hello, adventurer. I ask a simple question. The most fulfilling of lives is that in which you can buy anything. Don't you agree? If we agree, we get 175 gold, which is quite a lot of money, but we do become cursed. And get the curse card out. Curse cards are essentially bricks. You probably don't want to have them in your deck, because the best case, they don't do anything, and the worst case, they give you a debuff or something else that's really bad. We're not in close by a shop, so we cannot even sell this card anytime soon, so I generally, even if we are, to be fair, I don't like taking this. Because the more cards you sell, the more expensive the suddenly becomes. So in the end, it's just like, okay, no, I'm just spending all of my money just to remove this card again anyway. But this time we're in a world of goop. You fall into a puddle. It's made of slime goop. Frantically, you claw yourself out of over several minutes as you feel the goop starting to burn. You can feel goop in your ears, goop in your nose, goop everywhere. Climbing out, you notice that some of your gold is missing. Looking back to the puddle, you see your missing coins combined with gold from unfortunate adventurers mixed together in the puddle. So we can either leave it and lose a bit of money, or we can be greedy and gather all the gold, but losing 11 HP. I'm greedy. Feeling the sting of the goop as the prolonged exposure starts to melt away at your skin, you manage to fish out the gold. Yeah, we have a campsite here coming up if we really need it, and some more later on, but 11 HP is not that much, all things considered. Anyway, we have our first elite here, which is the Gremlin Knob, which is gonna be interesting, certainly. Let's just play out all of our cards. And the Gremlin Knob turns active by playing its strategic, well, buff, which is Enrage. Anytime we play a skill, it gains 2 strength, which is probably the perfect time to tell what skills are. So, in Slay the Spire, we have 3 different card types. Attacks, which deal damage. Skills, which are strategic, like gaining block, or gaining energy, drawing cards, all that good stuff. And powers, which are, you have to play them one time to get a permanent effect for the rest of the combat. Unfortunately here, Crane Tortoise is kind of an odd case because it has a form where it only deals damage and a form where it only gains block. So I turned it into a skill because originally it never dealt damage, and never turned it to an attack now that it does deal damage. And at this point it feels odd to make it a damage because I'm so used to it being a skill. It probably should be an attack. But anyway, yeah, if I play this card here, the Gremlin Knob becomes angry and deals more damage. So there's a good reason not to play this skill here. But it also gives me popularity, which makes Never-Ending Dance here deal more damage. So I think that was worth it. Okay, let's defend up here. Get a little bit of block. We can probably kill the Gremlin Knob next turn. We have 1 strike guaranteed to draw. Yeah, it's dead. And as a reward, because we've defeated an elite, we get a random relic. In this case, the oddly smooth stone, which increases our dexterity by 1, meaning that we get one more defend. These cards here. So Reckless Mask has different phases where, so essentially always gain 3 block and deal 4 damage. But if you're angry, you deal 4 damage again. If you're melancholic, you gain 3 block again. And if you're joyful, you gain an energy on the next turn. And if you play any of these modes for the second time, like if I played Anger once and then I play the Anger form again, this card exhausts instead. Ranged combat here is, enjoy it, gets follow-ups right. That would help us with gaining popularity because a follow-up is a 0-cost card that deals a little bit of damage, and since dealing damage creates popularity, yeah, that's pretty good for our deck currently, or for the direction that we want to go to. You know what, let's take Ranged Combat, it's a good utility card. And shows off some new keywords. Anyway, we're at a rest site, so now we can either rest to gain some HP back. We're at 51, we don't really need to rest right now. The only HP that matters is the last one. Because I've beaten the game numerous times, we can recall here, but never mind that. And we can Smith, which lets us upgrade a card in our deck. Good cards to upgrade in my deck currently are probably Battle of the Joji because its damage increase is up to 2 instead of just by 1. Never-ending Dance because it gets 1 more damage starting off with, which spirals just out of control in higher popularity numbers. Mask Storm here is a bit better, but not too much. And Ranged Combat here gets +1 to any of the secondary abilities for the most part. But I don't think it's enough. I think I either want to upgrade Battle of the Joji or Never-ending Dance. Let's use the rare card. It's rare, so it must be good, right? Anyway, next elite. Okay, that's a little unfortunate. So this guy here starts off with gaining 8 block each turn. Block does get reset at the end of the turn, so you don't do anything. That's fine. But the unfortunate part is, well, this is motion bomb, but I don't have motion. This here needs me to have popularity that I cannot get until I break this guy's block. So yeah, my head is kind of dead. And this elite here does wake up after 3 rounds, so we do want to wake him up forcefully by breaking his block and dealing damage to him. Okay, really, Frenzy Strike and Battle of the Joji both are my last 2 cards. Yeah, let's just skip this turn. I like to start this turn by dealing a lot of damage and preferably also setting up my turns, but I don't have anything that has any setup. Like I don't have any powers or anything like that, so... yeah, this is probably better. Sorry, Never-ending Dance, you don't really deal too much damage right now. Anyway, in Anger, the Ranged Combat gives the enemy Countered, which anytime this guy attacks me, he takes the amount of countered in damage. Which means that if he attacks me, he takes 6 damage, and then the amount of countered is halved afterward. So it's a debuff that helps you deal damage a little bit in more defensive decks. Unfortunately, the Lagavulin hits like a truck, so I don't want to rely on having to defend. I mean, I'll take every defend that I can get, but... sure, let's end in Joy. If we end our turn in Joy, we do draw 1 more card next turn. Alright, let's become angry, Mask Storm, and we have 5 popularity. That should be enough damage for now. Nice. Next turn we should be able to kill the Lagavulin. Now, every 3 turns the Lagavulin does his debuff here, which decreases our strength and dexterity by 1. Thankfully, it doesn't matter for this combat here. But if you're a slow deck, Lagavulin will kill you. Anyway, Spider Slasher's back, Soul Crushing Master's back. Well Prepared Act is a new card, which is a performance card, so it does also get played twice. You become melancholic and gain 6 block. This is good defense, well, a decent defensive card. It is kind of like Dodge and Roll from the Silent, but less reliable since performance is not guaranteed to be played next turn. I like Soul Crushing Mask. Debuffs are generally not bad. Anyway, we've got to a treasure chest, so we gain some gold and a relic, or because I've beaten this game a couple times, we can also choose a key, but let's not go for that. The Wajra is just too good. It gives us 1 strength, meaning all of our attacks deal 1 more damage. And multi-hitting attacks gain +1 damage per hit, so that's really good. Ooh, the lice. Can I kill it in 1 turn? Probably. Yes, the lice, if you hit them once, their curl up activates and they gain some block for this turn. Unfortunately for them, I can sometimes kill them in 1 turn too. Yeah, this allows you to make me weaker, but that shouldn't matter because I have a lot of attacks that hit hard. Right, skill potion gives me a random skill. Ooh, Unshaken Conviction. It's a card that is so there is an emotionless support build for Kokoro, which yeah, there are a couple of cards that become more powerful if you're emotionless. So this card here is one that enables this mode a little bit. Because become emotionless, you can no longer gain emotions. You gain 2 strength, 2 dexterity, and at the start of each turn, draw a card. The downside is, any card with emotion bound is pretty much useless. Yeah, I don't want to take any of these cards right here. I generally don't like having duplicates, but that's mostly my own thing here. Really? Huh, that's awkward. I have 2 anchor cards. Sure, let's get an energy for next turn, deal more damage then. I might also need to use a fire potion to just deal with a gremlin knob real quick before it becomes a problem. Follow up. Do we want to follow up, or do we just want countered? I think I want to follow up actually, because that means that Running Dance isn't going to deal too much damage either way. I don't think I want to play Crane and Tortoise. Not really. I don't want to increase this guy's strength by too much. Yeah, he's already dealing 10 damage. Musk Storm, do more damage. Okay, yeah, it's dead if we just use the potion, which I would want to do. Ooh, the Horncleave. On turn 2, we gain 14 block. Nice. Okay, our new selection here contains Fan Swipe, and here you can see Follow Up. Well, one part of Follow Up anyway, because it's an ocean-bound card, and I cannot display all forms of it, unfortunately. Not in this menu, at least. Maybe I could, but I have to take a look at it into it. Anyway, Fan Swipe deals 2 damage, adds a follow-up, so it's a good card to just deal multiple hits, and with that gain multiple popularity amounts. Okay, here we are at the shop. Restraining Bind is applying Trapped, I'll go with that later, but it's a 0-cost card, which is always not bad. Anchor, White Beast Statue, Frozen Eye. White Beast Statue guarantees that we're getting potions, which is pretty good. Started with block, it's also decent. But I don't really have any setup turns, but I also don't have really a whole lot of defense in my deck, unfortunately. I didn't run into any defense. Which is why I'm going to remove a strike and buy this White Beast Statue. Being guaranteed to get potions means that I can just throw out potions left and right, depending on how I need. Anyway, I want to upgrade Soul Crushing Mask because applying applying a second stack of a debuff is huge, generally. in general, doubling something is always insanely good. Right, Frenzied Strike, Free Attack, Mask Storm, and I probably want to defend. Save up a little bit of defense of life here. In the best case scenario, I don't want to heal before the boss. Flex Potion. Oh god, he wants Possession. So essentially, this card is Crane Tortoise, but on steroids. Deals a lot of different hits. In Anger, gives you a lot of block. In Melancholy, gives you some good all-round ability, ability options for Joy. And in Popularity Explosion, it does all of it, but you do always become emotionless. Ooh, we also have Setup here, which is Fan Swipe, but gives 2 follow-ups, but it does cost 1. I will take this because I am on an emotion build, not emotion, but on a popularity build right now. And speaking of, I do want to have a second follow-up for that. Alright, it's boss time against the slime, and I hope I won't regret only having 25 life left. Well, we're off to a good start. We can make it weak, deal damage, have some follow-ups, which, yeah, they're just small pings, and depending which emotion you're in, does what the emotion usually does. Melancholy gives block, Anger deals more damage, Joy applies a Trapped, which is a debuff that deals damage to an enemy the more different debuffs they have on them. Do I want to? Yeah, I want an extra energy. So, the slime boss here, its big gimmick is that it puts slime into your decks, which are status cards that do nothing outside of annoying you. And once you bring it down to half its life, it will split into 2 smaller versions of itself to become really annoying. Thankfully on turn 2, it does nothing at all. Unfortunately, when it does split, and when this guy splits, it loses all of its debuffs, right? Now we have 7 popularity. This guy will attack for 30-something next turn, so I think I just want to pop him right now. Never-Ending Dance does deal a lot of damage. Fun fact, Never-Ending Dance used to cost 1. Yeah, I know, I don't know either why I thought that was reasonable. Anyway, these things here will also split at half HP. So we can just keep hitting them and kill them. Almost. And obviously if they have no health left, there's no way they can split again. Nice, that went incredibly well. We didn't even get hit at all. And I didn't use a potion. Do we want Liquid Bronze? Not really. Thorns aren't that good. Thorns deals its amount of damage back to an enemy if they attack you. Kind of like countered, but on you instead of the enemy. Oh. Okay, we have 3 really good cards here. On the right, we have Shinkiro, which is an ethereal card, so it gets removed from the battle if you do not play it the turn it's drawn. When you upgrade it, the ethereal goes away. And all performance cards never lose their encore, so cards like Battle of Joji here will always go back to your deck and get played for free. Shinkiro does cost 3 though, so it's really difficult to play, so I don't think I want it in this deck since we only have 1 encore card and it's free anyway. Fleeting Emotion is a really good card if you switch emotions a lot. Because yeah, anytime you change an emotion, you draw a card. Initially it costs 2, on upgrade it costs 1. Really good in certain decks. Not in ours though, because we have, well, exactly 1 new card that gives it emotion, and the rest are emotion bound cards. for the most part. And the last one is Dress Rehearsal, which I think I have to pick just because I have to show it off at least once. Yeah, it's a fun card, which I will explain how it works in a second. So, for defeating a boss, we get one of 3 boss relics. We can get the Snecko Eye, which lets us draw 2 additional cards each turn, but the cost of our cards is randomized and costs anything from 0 to 3. Considering that we have some cards that cost 0, most of our cards cost 1 and exactly 1 costs 2, Snecko Eye is probably a terrible idea. We have Velvet Choker, which kills you. Well, what it actually does is it gives you 1 energy at the start of your turn, so you have 4 maximum energy instead of just 3, but you can only play 6 cards per turn. And considering we have cards that play themselves for free, and cards that generate other cards, yeah, we don't want that. So the only relic we can really take is the Black Star, which makes it so that elites drop more, a second relic for us to gather. Okay, I think the Centipede is the best one. It has the most elites, which we kind of want to farm now that we have the Black Star. And there's also a lot of question mark spots here. We could also take this path here. It has 2 rest fire, 2 rest sites and an elite. I'm not going for the burning elites anyway, which would give us one of these keys, which I've been passing up on the entire time. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I don't really have any ways of blocking yet. It's really unfortunate I haven't been getting any real block cards. Anyway, new enemy. The bird. It only takes half damage, so Battle of Dojoji is going to deal 1 damage because of our Wazra, otherwise it would have dealt 0 damage. And yeah, once we hit them 3 times in a single round, they come crashing down and just be sad. I want to attack the ones that try to buff themselves, because if they do, they gain 1 strength. Meaning this attacker would deal 10 damage instead of just 5. Anyway, let's play follow with this guy, I guess. Then retreat and play Dress Rehearsal, which... So it does something different depending on the emotion you're in. If you're angry, you get a Thorn, which, yeah, deals the damage back to the attacker. If you're melancholic, you get a Plated Armor, which gives you 1 extra block per amount at the end of a turn. And in Joy, it increases the amount of Thorns and Plated Armor you get. And if you play this card, it gets back added to your draw pile. Also, did I mention that this card here has performance, and thus plays itself for free again? This card here will fill up your entire draw pile with nothing but copies of itself, and it's glorious. Although 1 Plated Armor is really not all that much, unfortunately. I probably don't want to play the second Dress Rehearsal here, actually. I think I would need to knock down that guy here. He deals 13 damage. Yeah, I do have enough attacks. Can I kill this guy? Because this card ignores all damage modifiers, its flying status doesn't matter. You know what, let's play Dress Rehearsal then. Have our deck be nothing but Dress Rehearsal? This is going to be a terrible idea. Okay, the battle's gotta be over, fortunately, before anything of importance can happen. Alright, I can use the potion each turn. Ooh, nice block! Yeah, Angel's Feather Robe, which gives you block, and depending on which emotion you're in, you get a popularity, or an accelerator, or more block. I would also really like to take another setup, because more follow-ups, but we do need some block, desperately. Anyway, these guys, now there's 2 of them. Let's hit him. So We can retreat. Oh wait, I should have set up first for 1 more damage. And now follow-up gives us block instead. We're still taking 3 damage, which is unfortunate. But you take what you can get. Okay, Horned Lead is active, so we have 14 block already. We don't have a means to... Actually, we do. Let's spend our popularity to get Accelerator, hit this guy here twice, and increase the amount of stuff Dress Rehearsal gives us. Not that it really matters because these guys run away after a bit. Yeah, this was a terrible idea, huh? Yeah, and they actively steal our money, which is rude. This gives us a follow-up, that sounds better. I can't kill that guy? Yeah, that's probably best, even though we now lose Hata as vulnerable. Okay, not bad. Yeah, so this guy is intending to block and then the next turn run away from us. So we should just try and kill him as soon as possible. Countered, sadly does nothing because of that. Okay, big question, can we deal 20 damage in a single turn? With a flex potion definitely, but we have enough damage. Okay, I keep forgetting about using potions. Ooh, fairy in the bottle. Be gone. Flex potions probably worse in most circumstances, but I have so much card generation that I want to keep it. Yeah, fairy in the bottle revives us. Always good. Ooh, another feather, Ancient's Feather Robe. Yes, please. Cheap shot here. It's also a card that is good for popularity builds, but we have a lot of popularity gain already. And this card, you can also spend popularity instead to make this card deal damage or gain block. But I think I want another Ancient's Feather Robe. More defense is always nice. And new card here, Noh Dance, which is a performance card that deals 13 damage. And when you're emotionless, it deals it to all enemies. But it does cost 2, we're not an emotionless deck, we don't even have any means to get back to emotionless if we wanted to. So this card in our deck would only be deal 30 damage over 2 turns for 2, which is not good enough. So let's take more block. Ooh, these guys. Yeah, they want to take all of our gold. I don't want to give them my gold though, so let's fight! Okay, can I probably can't kill him if I flex on him. Now this guy here will drain our dexterity by 2. So let's not let him do that. Okay. 1 out of these hits must hit him. Fuck. Well, that didn't work. Probably should have used the duplication potion, huh? Oh well, it was worth a try. Yeah, now we're sad. And now all of them attack us. Well, this guy is already weakened, so let's just kill him. Let's try and see if we can... I don't think we have enough damage, actually. No, we have exactly enough. Nice. And because of the Horned Cleat, we don't even take any damage this turn. Nice. We have 6. Never mind. 7 popularity. Yeah, this guy's dead to do never-ending dance. Ooh, this here is one way to enable all of your emotion-bound cards, because it has innate, which means that we draw it on our first turn always. Other than that, it gives us a random emotion and more popularity. Or when upgraded, you can choose which popularity you want, which emotion you want, so let's take that one. It's good for our deck because it gives us popularity, it's good for our deck because it enables our emotion-bound cards. Not necessarily always the mode that we want to get, but that's what the upgrade is for. So this enemy here, anytime we hit him, he gains a tiny bit of block, which is then increased by 1, the amount of which this gains it. He intends us to hit us for 21. And we're frail to those last actions, so we gain less block. Well. 27 damage, good enough. And he just gains 30 block after. Because every single hit enabled this. Hit this malleable. Okay, I probably don't want to play Battle of the George because it just gives him more malleable than... Actually, no, we probably want to play it now to get rid of his block a little. Okay, set up. Okay, I'll take a bit of damage here. Oh yeah, Snake Plant just does that. It always deals damage to you. Cultist Potion, probably worse than what we have. Cultist Potion gives us 1 strength per turn, but most combat doesn't really last long enough for that to matter. So another ranged combat. The Touhou Mask, which when we're joyful at the start of the turn, we gain 1 energy and draw a card, but it does cost 2 initially. Upgraded 1. I probably don't want that because we have exactly 1 card that gives us joyful, unless we pick up Spinning Fans, which I might. Since it's a free card that deals damage, so it's good for popularity. And yeah, whenever we play this, it gets returned to our hand, but costs 1 more for this turn. But for what it's worth, it's a 0 cost card that enables Joyful. The Mausoleum. Venturing through a series of tombs, you're faced with a large sarcophagus studded with gems in the center of a circular room. You cannot make out the writing of the coffin, however, you do notice black fog seeping out from the sides. How close are we to a shop? Oops, wrong button. Not at all. So I don't think I want to take this risk here. My deck's not that good yet, all things considered. It really only has 1 good card, which is Never-Ending Dance, and a whole lot of cards that are only there to support it. Anyway, we could heal up, but my general rule is usually if you smith now, you don't need to rest later, because you're more powerful, and if you're more powerful, you need to rest less often. Either way, we have a lot of cards that I really want to upgrade. Battle of the Joji still, ranged combat, so we gain 2 follow-ups if we're in Joyful, Dress Rehearsal to actually make it good. Ancient's Feather Robe, because that little bit of extra block is noticeable. Kokoro Roulette, so we get... yeah, Kokoro Roulette, so we... that our emotion isn't really that important, which one we have. It's just important that we have one. Well, unless we have Dress Rehearsal. Oh yeah, let's upgrade Dress Rehearsal. I still need to show off its true potential. Probably in the upcoming boss battle. Uh-oh, we have 3 of these. I probably just want to chuck a Dexterity Potion. Because there's 3 of them. Which means they hurt. Now, let's see if I can get Melancholy. I can! Which means we can get lots of block. Too much block even. Because they're all weak because of the mask that I got in the last event. Oh well. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have gone for Melancholy, huh? Let's... oh no! Oh. There's nothing I can do about this strategic effect here, unfortunately. Yeah, let's just get some plated armor. Hit that front guy twice, I guess. Might as well. So yeah, his strategic effect is that our next attack, the next turn, we cannot play any attacks. So let's hope that we're not drawing too many of them. Decent. like to play the fan swipe, but it is what it is. Yeah, normally I take that guy out first if I can help it, but I couldn't, so I guess now I'll just go for the front guy because he's already got the most damage clocked in. I want more follow-ups. And we don't have any way to game block, that's unfortunate. Do I want more dress rehearsals? So because dress rehearsal is ethereal, if I don't play it right now, it gets removed from the deck. But I do have more dress rehearsals in here right now anyway. Does it have encore? It does not. Screw it. More dress rehearsal. Rehearse your play for eternity! So anyway, this is why it's bad to have a deck of nothing but dress rehearsals. 7. Oh god. That should be enough. More than enough. Oops, overkill. Ah well. Yeah, now we're getting hit for 8, unfortunately. So I might want to rest up in the next campfire. And then again, I do have a fairy in a bottle. This is probably the best. Just do some damage, gain some block. It's sad because there were so many enemies hitting us, dress rehearsal never really got active. I'm just gonna block. Yeah, if the battle is slow enough, dress rehearsal can just gain you infinite plated armor because sometimes the enemies just cannot catch up to your plated armor gain. Anyway, ooh, we got a new relic that comes with the Noh Dancer, the Underdog, which is exclusive to the Noh Dancer as well because it gives it 3 popularity, which no one can really make use of outside of you. Well, the Noh Dancer. Ooh, block and follow-ups? Hell yeah. In fact, all of these cards give us follow-ups. Oh, nice. Let's game block. And let's... I'm still at 28. Let's smith. And I have a fairy in a bottle, if worst comes to worst. As for upgrading... Let's make this card useful. Okay, it already is useful in the fact that it does give us free... free anger. Anyway, here we have the boot. Whenever we deal 4 or less damage, you increase it to 5 damage instead. Which makes our zero cost cards quite a bit better. The Pleading Vagrant. While sneaking past a group of shrouded figures, one of them approaches you. Got anything for me, friend? Please, maybe some coin? I just need somewhere to stay. I have treasures I can trade. He seems delusional, but harmless. I think 85 gold is good enough for a relic. Which is the ornamental fan. Every time we play 3 attacks in a single turn, we gain 4 block. So yeah, we probably just won the run. Because our deck is all about playing lots of cards in a turn. Okay, let's see. Kokoro roulette gives us anger. I guess. Nice! Snap the one in the front. Yeah, this elite here. Sneaky Gremlin. You were... No, you just hit for regular amounts, okay. Yeah, this Gremlin leader here will summon more like little gremlins here, like the Sneaky Gremlin or other gremlins too. And if they stay on the board, he buffs them too. So we really want to try and deal with these little ones. Anyway, don't have a means to gain Melancholy, so that's unfortunate. I don't think I want to apply Trapped here, since we don't really deal in debuffs that much, so Trapped is not that great. But I do want to have another follow-up. Yeah, let's switch over to Frenzied Strike. Wait, this deals 4 damage. Yeah, no matter what we do, we'll always over. Oh, they're actually 5. Okay, whatever. And have I played? I have played Battle of Dojoji. Oh. So we're about to hit 12 popularity, which means we're getting popularity explosion next turn. If we draw Battle of Dojoji though, it will make us angry overriding the popularity explosion, which is a little awkward. Let's try it though. It's not like we can play a never-ending dance anyway. Also, popularity is hard capped at 12. So you can't just gain to like 15 popularity and yeah, that's what I figured would happen. Yeah, you cannot go to 50 popularity and then get hit like 3 times and still get to popularity explosion. No, you must not get hit if you want to get popularity explosion. Sure, might as well get popularity. Oh wait, I had a strike. Oops. Wasted some damage there. Yeah. You know, some of the Mad Gremlin, which anytime he is hit, he gains 1 strength. And this Gremlin here, the Gremlin Wizard, which charges up for 2 turns and then unleashes its true power. So, since I'm getting 4 block anyway, I think I'll just ignore everything here. And just try to kill the Gremlin later. Might as well. Okay, with 11 popularity, if we redraw our Never-Ending Dance, we can just one-shot the Gremlin later, since he's almost dead anyway. And we did it. Wait, more damage. More overkill! And because these little guys here are minions summoned by an elite, they just run away. Ooh, we got meat on the bone, which heals us if we're at below 50% HP at the end of combat. And bronze scales, which are there. One artifact isn't all that important, I'd rather have more strength. Considering how much we gain popularity with our current deck now, Recurrence isn't all that bad now. And since it's upgraded, it deals a lot more damage too. Donning Masks here lets us choose an emotion and do something based on which emotion we chose. Which is decent, and enjoy. We get accelerated and follow-ups to an upgrade. But I think we have enough follow-ups at this rate. I'd rather take something that deals with crowds of enemies. Ooh, a random shop. Sarumask, probably one of the most powerful cards in this game in the right deck. Sadly, that deck is not ours. So what it does, whenever you change your emotions, gain 2 block and deal 2 damage to a random enemy, or 3 for each an upgrade. There are certain archetypes where it's just like, oh yeah, you just change emotions constantly, and Sarumask will go nuts then. You can easily gain like 30 block in a single turn then. Decent block gain. You don't lose block at the end of a turn. We generally don't gain that much block though. You do gain Joyful though, for what it's worth. Bottled Flame. We always start with the chosen attack. I don't think there are any attacks that I would want to start with outside of maybe Battle of Dojoji, but it's not worth the cost. Cards which exhaust when played will instead discard 50% of the time. I don't want to have all of these follow-ups here, like... No, please don't leave them in my deck. It's actively bad. Anyway, we've gotten a lot of blocking recently, so let's remove Defend. Keep our deck lean and mean at 20 cards. Ooh, an old beggar. An old beggar, cloaked in fur, reaches his hand out towards you as you pass. Spare some coin, child. We can, for 75 gold, remove a card from our deck, which, hell yeah, that's really good. That's the base price of removing cards, and it always goes up with a merchant. The beggar takes off his cloak to reveal that he is a cleric. You are a kind soul, receive my purification, he screams. You're unsure if he's grateful or mad. Yeah. Let's remove another strike. Sadly, the shop here is now entirely pointless since card removal now costs 125. Potions aren't really that important for us, since we gain 1 at the end of each combat anyway, and these cards here are all not that good for us. Uber Mask here, gains 1 gains 1 dexterity if we start the turn melancholic, but we generally don't. We don't have enough means to change into melancholic, so it's rather uncertain that we get that. Anyway, we're right in front of the boss. We have a fairy in a bottle, so I think I'll just smith again. Kokoro roulette maybe? Maybe Water Ice's Beauty now because that makes it free. Except for the popularity loss. Credit Tortoise from our Accelerator is not bad. We do have 1 other means to gain Joyful, so Water Ice's Beauty isn't that important. Or just Kokoro roulette. I like certainty, I don't like randomness. So let's upgrade Kokoro roulette. Alright, it's boss time! Against the Collector, which does nothing right now, so it's probably a good idea to just go nuts on him. I say having 1 attack in my hand, really. Well, that's what Spitting Fan is for, I guess. Gain 1 Accelerator, which disappears at the end of the turn anyway. But hey, we have 7 popularity already. Sure, we just threw over our never-ending dance, but we have recurrence now. Ooh, dress rehearsal. I think I have to play it. I have to show you how ridiculous dress rehearsal is at some point. Anyway, probably should have played this here first, kind of switch away from our motion anyway. Yeah, let's play recurrence. Just deal 24 damage to all the enemies at cost of 4 popularity. I think that was worth it. And I think I want to... I don't have any other AoE, so I probably should just deal these small guys here. Okay, that guy dies to Trapped. And that guy here just dies next turn. Anyway, since we played 5 attacks after playing Accelerator, we now have 75% extra damage from all attacks. Boop. Dead. Sure, let's keep powering up Dress Rehearsal. What could possibly go wrong if we do that, right? And let's take a beating. Which sadly means that Dress Rehearsal is not going to be popular in Explosion form. Not that it matters, because we would have drawn Battle to Joji. Oh no. Oh no. I will so die if I do it, but I think I have to. We now have 5 Dress Rehearsals in our deck. And Popularity Explosion next turn. Let's do this! All phases are active at the same time during Popularity Explosion, which means infinite plated armor. Also, Master Storm would have dealt a shit ton of damage, but I prefer having 25 plated armor, thank you very much. So with Dress Rehearsal, we really have 2 means of making use of popularity here. And he just casually hit himself with 35 because we have that many thorns. You know, the usual. That said, I still have 6 more Dress Rehearsals in my deck. I don't think I want to play any more of them to add more into my deck. So this turn is gonna be... I could play 1. Okay, 1. I regret nothing! God, these guys just kill themselves on me. Oh lord. Dress Rehearsal might be busted. But I don't care, you need some setup to make it happen, so it's fine. Perfectly balanced. Definitely. Always. 50 doors. I don't need to block these. I have enough plated armor. Sure, let's draw one more card next turn. And increase Dress Rehearsal's power even further! Or the boss could be dead, that also works. Yeah, I feel like I do need to nerf Dress Rehearsal in some way, but I don't know which way. Like, on upgrade at least. The non-upgraded form seems balanced, but starting with 2 plated armor and 2 thorns on upgrade might be a bit too much, but yeah. For right now, it is what it is. Ooh. New cards. Invigorated Kagura line. Draw 2 cards. If you enjoy, you gain performance, and if played beyond Encore. Additionally, deal 2 damage for any attack and 1 block for any skill you have in your hand, which is in fact upgraded by Strength and Dexterity for each card. But sadly, we are not really a joy deck. But well, yeah. And if we are not a joy deck, this is a 1 mana draw 2 cards card, which is pretty bad. And then we have Ruthless Execution. Deal 12 damage. Deal 12 damage. Increase this card's damage by 2 this combat. And if you're emotionless, you put this card on top of your draw pile. This would be a card I would love to start with in my hand. But normally I love taking this card, but I feel like we have enough other stuff already going on in our deck that a 1 mana deal 12 damage card, strangely enough, is not good for our deck. Oh. So here we have the Pandora's Box, which transforms all of our strikes defense into a random... Oh. I'm not going to pick that. Then we have the Calling Bell, which gives us a special curse, which cannot be removed from the deck, but also 3 random relics. Or we could take the Busted Crown, which gives us 1 extra energy, but anytime we can pick up a new card, we gain 2 cards less. So we only have 1 card to choose from currently. Strangely enough, I think my deck is pretty good as is, so I'll take the Busted Crown. Ow, fuck. So we're facing the Time Eater at the end of this stage here. The Time Eater forces your end to turn after you play 12 cards. Not 12 cards in a single turn, but 12 cards since the last time he forcefully ended your turn. And we are a deck which loves spamming cards. I hate this guy. Primarily because they always play cards, play decks that spam cards, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, for our route, one of these 2. Yeah. Maybe I'll take the shop path because, but we do have the Black Star to gain more stuff. Actually, what is this route here? 1-2 elites, but less campfires. Yeah. I don't think the shops are good enough. Maybe we'll run into a random shop in a question mark space. Actually, what do we want to start with? Let's get popularity. We have 2 Angel's Feather Robes. And Never-Ending Dance. And that's why I wanted extra energy. And sadly, Dress Rehearsal is now removed from our deck. So we cannot go into infinite armor shenanigans. Not that that would do us a whole lot here, because this guy here is too fast for the scaling of Dress Rehearsal. Do we want to Donning Masks? Yes. It gives us more popularity in the Joy form. Or block if you really need it, if we choose Melancholy. It's an all-around good card. Speaking of, I'll be able to deal 13 damage. So, yeah, let's just go angry. Yeah, these guys here have a gimmick where you need to kill them all within 2 consecutive turns, or else they revive again. Which is a bit annoying. But if you have enough AoE or spread out your attacks well enough, then it should be fine. Speaking of AoE... ooh, sap. Right, I have never shown off sap yet. I have talked about it though. So right now, this guy has 2 sap. So anytime he's hit, he will lose 2 strength. So about that damage. Let's hit you. Then gain 2 follow-ups for more popularity, and end our turn. Okay, so we can definitely one-shot any one of these with Never-Ending Dance, and they have been low enough life otherwise to just fill them with our remaining cards. And there we go. Ooh, Entropic Brew. Entropic Brew might be 3 strength potions. I really need to start using these potions again. I have the White Beast statue for a reason. Anya Mask. Ooh, for free too, because it's upgraded. Now we have 2 anger grounding effects. I'm tempted to take it. Yeah, we need strength against the Time Eater. Duplication potion is really good, but maybe if I picked it up later I would have taken it, but yeah, no, not right now. Oh no! We're falling as you head upwards, hopping from one floating shape to another. You slip, you begin to fall. While in free fall, you consider your options, land safely with your greatest techniques, channel the power to survive the fall, strike at the wall to hang on to it. So we're forced to lose one of our cards. We could just lose the Hanya mask that we just picked up, admittedly. Which, it's my only power too. So had we not picked it up, we would have not been given anything for the channel option. Mask Storm, we're rarely ever in popularity explosions, so... and it's not even upgraded. Yeah. It's the card that least works with what we're going for. Mind Bloom. While walking and traversing through the chaos of the spire, your thoughts suddenly begin to feel very real. Imaginings of monsters and riches begin to manifest themselves into reality. The sensation is quickly fleeting. What do? I am War. Fight a boss from Act 1 and obtain a rare relic. I am Awake. Upgrade all cards, but you can no longer heal. I am Rich. Obtain 999 gold, but gain 2 normality, which means we can only play 3 cards while this is in our hand. Which, no! You always choose I am War here. An Act 1 boss at this point, with your cards, is ridiculously easy. Case in point. Playing Ashes Featherrobe actually deals more damage than Frenzied Strike, huh? Well, the upgraded one anyway. Good. Turn 1 and we almost already popped him. One miss can let him more damage here. And pop. At 44 no less. That's the power you oftentimes just have when you're in Act 3. Ooh, we can make 1 weak and then hit him for a bajillion. this guy for 12, and then it's dead. Okay, a lot of things went right though this combat too. With just starting out with Never-Ending Dance and 2 Nature's Feather Robes and another attack in hand. Anyway, we can use Cherry Blossoms, although the cherry is not part of the name anymore because, goddamn, these text boxes are small. Become Alcoholic, gain 7 block, apply 7 countered. Could do that, I guess. We could need another option to gain to become Melancholic. Yeah, sure. Do I want to become Joyful? Sure. I want Accelerator. Now what this guy here does, on his first turn, he entangles you, which will deal 10 damage to you from every turn onward, unless you have Artifact which will prevent this. Let's see. We have 14 block. We're taking 26 damage in total. We get another 9 block from this. We can sap him instead of making him vulnerable. Sure. Let's do vulnerable anyway. Right, since we have the Ornamental Fan, we're just gaining so much block anyway. And I mean, cannot let the 90% extra damage go to waste from the Accelerator last turn. You know, sometimes Dress Rehearsal becomes Popularity Exploded. Not that we need it at this point anymore, but it's a thing. Nah, but if Joji happens, unfortunate. I say killing the enemy. Ooh, Bottle Popularity. No. Usakabe. It's a card that makes a Melancholic and turns all the countered on one single enemy into half as many thorns. Which means that the enemy, well, it becomes more consistent damage. We don't really deal too much with countered though. We have it incidentally, but it's not really something that we want to go for. Anyway, since we now have the Anya Mask, I don't want to end on Spinning Fans actually. This is 5 damage, this is 8 damage. And we could have ended on Spinning Fans and then just played Kokoro at the end. Guess it didn't matter too much. Yeah, this guy here, he sucks. I hate the Nemesis. Because every other turn, he gains Intangible, which means that all of our damage is reduced to 1, and I always draw all the damaging cards during his Intangible phase. Like here, right now, because countered does go off of your strength stat, he only got 1 countered! It's so rude! Never-Ending Dance would deal 7 damage because we have 7 popularity. It deals damage. No, yeah, it should. I'm 90% certain that it's only dealing 7 damage, but let's try it out. Yes. It had to be done for science, since it's not going off of your strength stat, but the intangible. It's not manipulating your strength stat, but it is actively just saying whenever you take damage, it's reduced to 1, period, no matter what. Anyway, he's dealing 45 damage. So we really want to block up, give him weak. Excellent. We do want to end on strength though, on anger, so I want to play it Bell last, but I do want to gain as much block as possible from the follow-ups. And sure, let's gain 2 plated armor. Alright, another strength. And some thorns for what it's worth. Damn, I hate intangible, and because this is Burning Elite, right? We are fighting a Burning Elite, which adds a little bit of an extra modifier to the battle. In this case, the Elite got Metallicized, which means at the start of every single turn he gains 8 block. Yeah. Well, we're taking a bit of damage, so Popularity Explosion for us. And his counter was blocked. Ah! At least it's not really doing anything this turn, so let's gain popularity, I guess. Or not. Wait, we are 12, so I want to put this in the deck. Yeah, he also likes adding burns to your deck. Unfortunately for him, I like adding stuff into my deck too. Alright, so let's play that first to get the Accelerator. This is choose and gain an emotion, so it does not trigger off a Popularity Explosion, so we would lose it. That said, we don't have anything left that wants us to have Popularity Explosion. Let's gain block with that, and I can use this for an attack. I mean, he does deal 18 damage, so we probably need to block multiple times. Yeah. And Joy to get 2 follow-ups, and Anger, so we gain more strength with our Hanya Mask. Unfortunately, our next turn is going to be a Never-Ending Dance, 3 Dress Rehearsals, and a Burn. So that's awkward. Alright, this is an Encore. So do gain 1 of the thing. And he's intangible, so this is absolutely useless. Good enough. Nice. Right, we got the Blood Vial, which lets us heal at the start of the combat. Mercury Hourglass, a little bit of ping to all enemies. We got an Emerald Ring because we defeated the Burning Elite. And 1 plated armor? Don't think I need that. Shinkiro again. But again, I only have one single performance card. It's not that good. Let's see, what do we want to upgrade? I like having more Accelerator. Yeah, it's probably gonna be Accelerator, huh? Or 1 more follow-up. More block at Accelerator. We are a deck that can gain crazy amounts of powered up from Accelerator. Which means, let's do this. So the gimmick with this guy here, he deals a lot of damage each turn, but anytime you deal damage to him, he loses that much strength for this turn. And since strength down and shackled, being the indicator that he lost strength this turn, are debuffs, Trapped is going to deal a whole lot of damage. Hanya Mask, sure, it's free. No reason not to play it. I don't think I want to play Dress Rehearsal this combat, honestly. More Trap. Trap is insanely good in this combat. Yeah, we've got enough block already to the Horn Cleat. Just 20 damage from a debuff. Nice. Oh, right, this guy also has Fading, which means he will die in the amount of turns that is indicated with Fading. So in 3 turns, this guy's just dead. More Accelerator, hell yeah. More accelerator. More cards. And he's going to deal... Due to trapped, nothing at all. Oh, we had popularity explosion, huh? Awkward. Not that it matters, this guy's dead now. Well, not really. He still has one more turn, but he's close enough to dead. 70 damage is the most that the transient can do. Might as well. I got him almost half down in life. And now he's dead. Another soul crushing mask upgraded to decent, I guess. We are fighting the time eater at the end, so debuffs are gonna be useful. Bird-faced urn. Whenever we play a power which you have one of, we heal for 2. You know what? I'm gonna fight the secret Act 4 boss after all, from the looks of it. I will probably die because my deck is not made to fight it. I don't have nearly enough block gain, but we do have a fairy potion, fairy in a bottle. So if we can hold on to that until the very end, that would be really good. Well, playing this, I guess. Can I kill you, so don't deal any damage to me? Yes. I'm not able to kill both of these though next turn, so this guy's going to revive with half HP the turn after. But it could prevent some damage, so that's good, I guess. I probably want to gain some more block. And then just carry over some energy to next turn. Alright, I have 30 block. Huh? Didn't notice I had that much. Oh wait, this is the second turn to do Horncleat, right. Ooh, all of them defend, which probably means that they're all going to attack the turn after, which is really awkward. And I can't even punish these guys at all, because I'm currently in joy. Oh well. Recurrence, we have exactly 4 popularity, so it would hit for its maximum amount of damage. Nice. I really should be using my potions. Ooh, do we need well-prepared act? I don't think we do anymore. We have enough block in at this point. And it's just another card that would interrupt our popularity explosion. Ooh no, the Whiting Halls. As you slowly make your way up the twisting pathways, you constantly find yourself losing your way as the walls and ground seems to inexplicably shift before your eyes. The constant whispering voices in the back of your head aren't helping things either. Passing by a structure you are certain you have previously seen. Passing by a structure you are certain you have previously seen, you start to question if you're going insane, or if the impossible geography of this place is starting to get to you. You need to change something, and soon. That's what the voices say anyway, but why would they lie? So we can embrace madness, which gives us 2 madness, which are 1-cost cards that reduce the cost of a random card in our hand to 0 this combat. Since most of our deck costs 1 or 0 anyway, this is not too great. We can become cursed and heal a little bit, or we can just lose 4 max HP. Yeah, I'm not particularly a fan of madness either. Most of my decks are usually filled with 0 and 1-cost cards, so it's really not that great. It's probably good in cards, in decks that have lots of 2 and 3-cost cards, but that's not my playstyle. Yeah, I'm just gonna lose the 4 maximum HP here. And move on. Alright, let's smith 1 more card, probably? More accelerator. Let's make this free. I don't like this card costing 1. Free energy gain next turn is always nice. Not that it matters, because we're talking the time meter! Yeah. Okay, this guy here, the Spiker, has Thorns on from the get-go, and will ping us for 3 starting, and with Strategic even more the following turn, so we want to deal with that guy quickly. Retreat for some initial block. And I want us to become angry to give this guy, yeah. Let's take some damage, I guess. But almost everything is dead, so I think that was fine. Jesus. Maybe I need to tweak the numbers of recurrence a little bit after all. And the hourglass did the rest. That battle went a lot more smoothly than I thought it would. Anyway, here we have mass performance. I think we stumbled upon that a little bit earlier, but I don't think I mentioned what it does. Yeah, this game has a ton of mods actually. From what I know, mods don't work on the Xbox version of this game, but if you have Steam, there's a ton of them. Right, so this card here, performance, so it goes back to your draw pod and gets played again for free. And depending on which emotion you have, you apply a different debuff. Or if you have popularity explosion, all of them. But it's also after you play it via Encore, unless you upgrade it, which, oops, I didn't mean to pick it actually. I wanted to show it again. Oh well. Now I have it in my deck. It's not a bad card, all things considered. Yeah, when you upgrade it, it gets a text processing error and doesn't display the emotion bound anymore. I don't know. I've looked multiple times into why this happens, and I still don't know why. Every other card that upgrades with performance and emotion bound works fine, but not this one. But yeah, it just loses the exhaust part. The defect, it depends. If I'm not trying to go for orbs, I am good. If I try to go for orbs, I usually die. With the defect, I usually just use all for 1 builds. So lots of claws, bring it back with all for 1, and the block card that puts the card back into your hand. I forgot its name right now. Yeah, that's usually what I go for. And sometimes I use a turtle build with lots of frost orbs. But I need to get into that super early. Anyway, this boss here, Reptomancer, summons knives, or daggers, which put wounds into your deck, so we kind of want to deal with them quickly, especially since these the daggers explode in our faces in the second turn. Yeah, with the claw builds, you really need to get all for 1, or other recursion effects. If you don't get those, claw builds are kind of sus. What I usually do is I do put claws to my deck at first, but I don't commit until I have all for 1s. Otherwise, I try to just play offensively, maybe with reprogram. I oftentimes would just ignore the orbs. Can we know the maximum damage you can get from Neverending Dance is 121 if we have exactly 12 popularity, which actually we can get. Die! Spend all of our popularity to die! Nice. Ooh, potion belt. Now we can take more potions, like the popularity potion. Bottle tornado. Upon pickup, a power starts in our starts every blah. It's in our starting hand each combat. So yeah, let's pick a free card. Sure. Fuck. So the Hata mask deals 2 damage per popularity to random enemies and spends half of our popularity. Unupgraded, it would spend all of our popularity, which makes popularity loss cards really awkward to play. But this card is really good. Pings for like consistently for 12 damage a turn, even in non-popularity builds that unlike the one that I have. But since I have Never-Ending Dance and want to play that to deal close to 121 damage as possible, I don't actually want to play Hyotoko Mask in this deck, but it's a really good card otherwise. As for Ascension 20 runs, I've done it with the Ironclad, but I think I only got to like Ascension 12 with all the other classes. I never really bothered finishing with those, but usually I play on like, if I want to play casually, I play on Ascension 1, or if I want to challenge myself, I usually play on Ascension 10. But Ascension 20, yeah, it's like super rough. Anyway, Time Eater. After we play 12 cards, he ends our turn and gains 2 strength. Fuck him. I might just even use the Popularity Potion when I have Never-Ending Dance in my hand, but I don't right now, so let's just play cards. And get hit for almost 15 because I don't have any block cards in my hand, unfortunately. Yeah, let's end our turn. I don't want to get this counter up too high. He's super rough, especially because we are a deck that spams out cards. Oh, let's get some block. And I'm actually going to end my turn here and don't play anything else. These things here have Ethereal anyway, so they don't clog up my deck. But I don't want him to get too close to 12, and then I'm unable to play anything next turn. That's the biggest trap you can have with fighting this guy here. But this turn I will... that deals 11 damage. I'm gonna play both of these, aren't I? And then I could just gain 2 popularity for Never-Ending Dance next turn, or I could play one of the follow-ups. Let's play follow-up. Damage now is damage dealt. Alright, 42 damage incoming. Unfortunately for him, I have a lot of damage. And no ways to gain blocks, so that this is gonna hurt. I had 2 block cards otherwise in the next 2 cards, but no means to draw them. I don't think this is a deck or a battle where I want to play Dress Rehearsal. It's just gonna bring up the counter of his immensely, and this is not good enough. 6 damage, not good. So the good thing is, the next turn he's not gonna do a whole lot, because he's below half health, so he spends his next turn to just do, to just heal himself back to 12, to half health again. Meaning, since we don't have any important cards right now in our hand that deal a lot of damage, we cannot kill him now before he heals himself, so I don't actually want to play anything at all. We also, like, we are 2 cards right now, so there's no reason to up his counter, give him 2 strength again either. Alright, Belfa Joji deals a lot of damage, all things considered, but I think that's mostly because of the strength we have. We do always want to Feather Robe and Sidestep for block. He deals 27 damage. So we might want to switch over to Melancholy and gain some block, but always want to... Ooh, actually. Melancholy, make him weak! And now we are at 9, that's an awkward number. But I don't want to... I can only get him to 11 unless it... If it's the duplication potion, I can actually pop him. Do I want to use the popularity potion? I have another market coming up where I can buy potions, sure. Duplication potion, in case I said anything else. Heck, we might even kill him. Nice. I love it when the clock icon springs up when he fades away. And we deal 811 damage. Not the most I've had with Kokoro, but yeah, 800 is a rather average number. Yes, I made this mod. I released it a couple weeks ago, I think. A little bit over a month at this point, I think. I meant to make a showcase for this character a lot earlier, but things happened. And I just only now got around to doing it. Anyway, we're now in the hidden act, well, not really hidden act 4, but the act 4, which you can only unlock by beating this game with every single character once. Except for the Watcher, because the Watcher came after this act was introduced. Thank you. You can upgrade Mass Performance so it loses its exhaust, but I have enough other effects that I don't, the debuff that I don't care about Mass Performance too much. This is just more damage. This adds another follow-up on Joy from 1 to 2. Would apply with 3 week 2. Crane Tortoise. I love having Crane Tortoise upped. Zero cost cards are always just nice to upgrade because they're free. Anyway, another shop. Ooh. Custom relic. Full power. Whenever a single enemy is attacked, all other enemies take 33% of the damage, so it's essentially splash damage. But we only have an encounter coming out with 2 enemies, followed by an encounter with 1 single enemy, so this would have been good early on, but not anymore. Toy Ornithopter. Heals whenever we drink one of our potions, which, decent. None of these cards interest me too much. To Dexterity against the Heart. Sounds decent. Gambler's Brew. Decent. We don't have any X-Cost cards, unfortunately. The 2 X-Cost cards that Kokoro has are pretty good. Even more insane with Chemical X, but, well, I don't have any of them, unfortunately. Do we want to remove a card? What's in our pool right now? A Defend? Do I care about a Defend? Not too much? Yeah, let's remove the Defend. It's probably a mistake, but let's do it. And I could put the Sorrow Mask in now. We have a lot of cards all of a sudden that change our emotions. Even though we do generally want to stay in anger. But it's free damage and block. Once you've paid 2 energy. Alright, you two, the Spire Spear and the Spire Shield. They're annoying. Depending on which direction we're facing, the one in the back deals 50% more damage. Okay, not double. I think I want to retreat first to have some defense going on. Then become angry, recurrence to deal damage. And just take the damage we cannot block. It's unfortunate, but it's what it is. I want to save up my posts if I can help it for the upcoming boss battle. Alright, here we have the Sorrow Mask. Not too useful right now because, well, I guess we have 1 means to change our emotion. And I might want to use it to But I can't. Shouldn't have played that, huh? Yeah, no Sarah Mask then. Because I need to play weak on this guy here, or else I'll just die. Yeah, the Spire Shield oftentimes applies block to both of these guys, or only to itself, which is why I generally attack it last. Speaking of attacking, let's gain block popularity. This guy still has vulnerable, so I want to attack him first. Give him countered, sure, but that makes him melancholic. It's only 50% though. Yeah, I want more block then. And now let's turn around so we take less damage. Ooh, wow. Just enough. Oh, I guess I could have played that too, huh? Whatever. Alright, it comes back and costs 1. Ugh, what am I doing? I don't know my own deck anymore. Right, since we're melancholic, we draw 1 extra card, which hopefully helps us killing that guy now. We have 7 popularity, 7... It's not quite enough to kill him, I don't think. We could give him sap so it deals less damage, but I'd rather kill him. Okay, I think 9 should be enough damage for 74. I think I need to add a counter. What? Are you kidding me? Alive at 1! Well, shit. Let's drink a Gambler's Brew then. We have 2 attacks coming up, so I don't even need to choose which one. Or I need to discard more than one. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I really need to add a counter to a Never-Ending Dance that displays, oh yeah, you have this much popularity, so you deal that much damage. Not sure why I haven't done that yet. That's gonna be in the next update. Okay. I want to be angry, damage, deal more damage. There we go. That'll be 55 life left, or Ecolocan. Wow. But a Shuriken, every 3 attacks we gain 1 strength. That's awesome for our build. And an attack potion too. Ooh, here we have one of the cards that brings us back to the emotionless state if we have cards that are powered up by being emotionless. We don't, unfortunately, but this card is also just pretty decent all around. It's a 1-cost card that deals 11 damage, but you need to be in an emotion, and it does rob you of your emotion, so if you have other emotion-reliant cards, it's a little bit risky, but that's why it's also just stronger on its own. But I don't think I want to add it to my deck, since it doesn't fit the theme. And I just have too many emotion-bound cards. Okay, it's time to face the heart. So let's chuck all of our potions. And we do have a block card. So I believe I do want to gain block starting off, but let's drink the attack potion. Maybe something good pops up. Mask Storm? Mask Storm's decent. Exploding Emotion? Not what we want. Noh Dance? Too expensive and too risky, with its performance popping up at the beginning of the turn, meaning we would take some damage. Alright. Let's gain some block. Gain a popularity and anger, because Mask Storm does the most damage in anger. Gain more strength, and this deals 20 for 4. Actually, no, 20. This deals 9 times 6, 36 for 4. This deals less damage, I think, because we have so much strength gain that this is not affected by strength. So I think actually Recurrence is better since we only have 5 popularity. I'm not gonna bother spending my remaining 3 for negligible amounts of. Never mind, I do. Because Shuriken now applies. Ornamental Fan doesn't really matter, but it applies. Yeah, now the heart adds actually every single status possible to our deck, and tries to hit us for 60. Ow. I do want Accelerator, I think, so let's switch to Joy. Get Accelerator active. Play Sidestep, another Spinning Fan. Follow-ups. Well, we have 20 out of 60 block. This is going to hurt. Ow. Hey, the beat of the boat is ready. Ooh, nice! Perfect. Let's block and play Master Performance. Because enjoy, Master Performance gives Sap, which anytime we deal damage to this enemy, it loses that much strength. Now the question is, do I want Dress Rehearsal? Do I want to try and make it work here during the hard battle? I think the hard just deals too much damage too quickly for Dress Rehearsal to actually matter, but in Anger gives Thorns, hell yeah! Take lots of damage! Thorns, one time where they're actually useful against the hard battle. Anyway, this is a rather defensive turn, all things considered. And now the Heart will gain 2 artifact, I believe? Yeah, and 2 strength. So now applying debuffs will be a lot more difficult. And I'm taking 3 damage from Encore cards. The usual. Okay, let's gain some block first. Thankfully, the pinks don't actually... No, the pinks do reduce my popularity, I think. Yeah. Okay, we cannot make the Heart weak, unfortunately, at all, unless we... No, we're not in Joy, I don't think. No. If we were in Joy, the follow-ups could deal Trapped, or apply Trapped. So, we could break the artifact. There we go. Oh wait, never mind. We have 2 attacks that give weak. Nice. So we can make the Heart weak. And play Frenzied Strike for a nice amount of damage. And now we're in Anger again, so we gain our strength at the beginning of the turn. And the Heart's gonna impale itself for 7 times 12. While we take no damage. Ha! Goodness. That went a lot better than I thought it would. And we're in Popularity Explosion, so all of our modal cards now have all of their phases active. Alright! Because I've had Accelerator that played a lot of attacks, we now have a powered up of 9 stacks, which means that all of our attacks now deal 135% more damage. And we have 12 strength, so yeah. This here has all 3 of its phases active, so I think we are just going to delete this phase of the Heart. Yep. Heartbreak, no more damage possible. Oh lord. Oh, and Dress Rehearsal might as well. Yeah, Popularity Explosion is its own payoff. Definitely. You don't even need something like Never-Ending Dance to make gaining popularity good. And the Heart is dead! Wow, I did not think this run was a hard run, in all honesty. That went a lot better than expected. And have a custom outro. You thought she was actually fighting the Heart. It was a theater performance all along! This was what she was dress rehearsing for. Alright. think I'm going to do one more run, but I'll pick up the pace now that we've seen a lot of the cards. Because this was just one of the possible builds, so I hope that I'll run into a different one this time around. Okay, so for our starting rewards, transform a card, I always love that. Obtain a random rare relic for 21 damage, that's also really tempting. But Kokoro has a super slow start compared to other characters, so taking 21 damage is actually a lot. And losing the starting relic is almost impossible. Because it just immediately annihilates one entire archetype. Let's transform a card to see what direction we're going. And I think I'll transform Water Iris' Beauty, because as good as gaining energy next turn is, it's also a dead card in the early game. Integrated Kagura line. Once joy, we just remove the one card that gives joy. Crud. Oh well. Okay, let's see. I don't want to fight the Burning Elite, that's suicide this early with Kokoro. So I think the left path, the right path maybe? That has a decent amount of bonfires, a shop. Yeah, I want to go to the shop and maybe pick up some cards there. Ooh. Yeah, back to being base Kokoro. Without any means to get a guaranteed emotion in the start of the battle. A little unfortunate, but might as well draw. Maybe we get a good card. No. But we do get enough damage in. Alright. Ooh. Again with the setup and fan swipes, we could go for another popularity build, which I don't want, but they also have, okay, I can't see it here unfortunately, but they can apply Trapped, which is another build we could go for, and I like having 0+ cards, so let's take that. Ooh, Scraboos. As you walk to the room, you hear a gurgling and grinding of metals. Before you is a slime-like creature that ate too much scrap for its own good. From the center of the creature, you see glints of strange light, perhaps something magical? It looks like you can get some treasure if you reach inside its opening. However, the acid and sharp objects may hurt. So, let's try our luck. Let's try again. There we go, that was surprisingly fast. Success! After rummaging through the metal and burning acid, you finally grab hold of a relic you yank it out. You pull your way out of the ooze damaged, but rewarded. Yeah, we got the bird-faced urn, so whenever we play a power, we heal for 2. Considering that Kokoro has a lot of good powers, like this one. We're just gonna go popularity again, aren't we? Ooh, but I don't have enough for both, unfortunately. Let's show you an infinite, shall we? Disclaimer, no infinites actually guaranteed. No. Let's try the lead. There's a rest side coming after it immediately. And we can heal now. Not enough money to get rid of a card, unfortunately. Oh, nice. Can set up some stuff. I hope we get Enraptured Hyakugo and we get Integrated Kagura line on the next turn. Okay, yeah, let's wait for the next turn. Because, yeah, Enraptured Hyakugo makes us draw one more card, plus the one card we get from being in Joy, and gives us an energy for next turn. So it's pretty much an upgraded version of the card we got rid of, Water Iris' Beauty. Well, because we're in Joy, this thing now gets shuffled back into our deck and draws us another Enraptured Shuttle. And we really need to start attacking this thing because it breaks up next turn anyway. So now at least we could deal 4 more damage, for what it's worth. But 10 damage and 4 block because we had a number of cards in our hand. Okay. Now let's actually start throwing stuff at Lagavulin. Don't want to block, probably want to block. Yeah, let's gain more block, energy, and card draw for next turn. Since next turn this guy is not going to do anything, technically speaking. It's not doing anything to our life. It does reduce our dexterity and strength by 1, but hopefully this won't. Oh wait, this will matter because this now deals 1 damage per 1 damage per attack you have and 0 block per skill you have. So that's unfortunate, but oh well. This guy's dead anyway. And we get a tiny chest. So every 4th question mark room is a treasure room instead. That's really nice. Ooh. Okay, we can get Soka's Vengeance, which makes us angry, deals damage. And if we're already angry, we gain strength for this turn. All the same thing for block. Or we can get Negating Masks, which is a 2-cost card, which gives us block, and based on the emotion, we gain we deal damage back to the enemy when they attack us. We can draw 2 cards next turn, or we can gain more block next turn, or everything for popularity exploding. I kind of want to go in a Joy direction, and none of these cards here really are good with Joy. Well, this can use Joy, but it's 2 cost. What's the next rooms? I think I'll hold off of getting any of these. Or, let's get Negating Mask since we have energy energy generation. Ooh, that would have been a good one, but we don't have enough money. Why are there so many shops? Yeah. So Enraptured Hyotoko gains 2 energy if you upgrade it. So if you draw this every single turn, you're getting a lot of energy back. Stone Calendar. If we ever run into a battle that lasts 7 turns, deals 57 damage, 52 damage. Pretty good. Charlotte's become melancholic, just so we can use modal cards if needed. And we somehow miss all of our other cards that give it an emotion. So let's get energies. 2 draw next turn? Nah. Card draw isn't that important in this battle yet. These guys just died too quickly for that. I say, so I play this card so it goes back to my pile. Not that it matters because the enemy's dead, but I mean I had to. Ooh, Kokoro roulette to gain an emotion early on. Angry Wolf Mask deals damage to all enemies, and if played via anger, it gains performance. And if played via performance, it deals damage to a single enemy multiple times instead. It's a pretty decent card. Even though we're not in an anger round, it's just too good as an AoE. Like, if we drew it right now, we would be killing these enemies, no problem. In fact, I'm gonna stall until I draw it. There we go. Done. To be fair, this is a rare card, so you don't usually see it this early. Soul Crushing Mask for... Yeah, Soul Crushing Mask is just an all-around good card, because it applies various debuffs. Spider Slasher applies Trap, but currently I don't have any Trapped yet, outside of from cards that generate follow-ups, there we go. And Trapped really wants to have debuffs, so that's a good card, I guess. If we want to go in a trap direction. Currently we're only enjoying. Anyway, these guys... I could just chuck 2 potions at the center one. Probably should have chucked 2 potions at that guy, actually, but... Who cares about dazed? Angry Wolf Mask, but I do need to gain some block. I need to gain more block, actually. I'll play this because it still deals more damage. Guy this turn can. Not quite enough, so I have to use this. Oh, right, not enough energy left. That's fine. We're only drawing 4 days next turn. Can probably still block him. Don't want to play retreat because we're blocking everything anyway. I don't want to lose the popularity, and I want to get the extra card draw from being a joy. I could have killed him this turn, but I don't know why I didn't. At least I think I could have with Angry Wolf Mask. Actually, no, that would have been 12 damage too. Let's say I wanted to show this off. Clearly that was all. Ooh, Bag of Preparation, nice. Makes the early game more consistent. Oh, I don't think we've seen this card yet. Fukudokami Mask. Whenever you are attacked by an enemy with counter, you take less damage equal to its amount of the reduced counter on that enemy by half. So essentially, if an enemy has counter on it, you don't take that much damage anymore. Mass Performance, Recurrence. I already have an AoE, one that doesn't eat up my popularity. Ooh, this again. Just form a card, please. I have a lot of attacks in my deck. Ooh, Sacred Okina! If we are emotionless, this card will gain performance, and otherwise it's essentially an Iron Wave. An Iron Wave that plays twice, though. And before anyone says power creep, this is an uncommon card, so it's totally justified. Yeah, it is. I mean, even without joking, uncommon cards are usually more powerful than common cards. And rare cards are even more powerful because of that. Oops, should have played that first. Lock up. Sacred Okina comes right back for another 4 damage. Let's have a lot of energy because of the Hyotoko, and we can just kill that guy. Works. Spider Slasher. We could get Cheap Shot, it's free. Kind of wanted to go into a trap direction, but really at this rate it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I would wait for one more. Ooh, this is the boss. That's good. Recurrence. Let's speed up our popularity. I can make this thing stronger. Deals damage more times. More debuffs is always nice. From 1 to 2. Yeah, I like more debuffs. Ooh. I think I want Angry Wolf Master to be performancing instead of Sacred Right, you know? This is a lot more damage. Also, we faced this Act 1 boss 3 times now in 2 runs. Oh no, he's exactly at 70. Ah, shit. Should have done a little bit less damage to him. Unfortunate. That's fine. Oh nice, we got recurrence back. Let's switch to anger, so we deal 1 more damage. Yeah, let's get these slimes out of our deck. Might as well play the defend. Yeah, now that we don't have Never-Ending Dance, this boss becomes a lot more difficult. We can't just one-shot these guys from their second form. If we can stall for 2 more turns, we just instant kill everything. I'm not sure if we have that liberty though. I do want to kill this face, this little blob though. Dealt too much damage. Okay, this is at the end of my turn, right? At the end of your turn, yeah. So just 1 more turn of stalling and then we're good. Okay, that's not enough then, just double defend. Not quite 10 because we're frail, but it doesn't matter, everything dies next turn before they have a chance to do anything to us. But wow, now we have Melancholy Mask too, which is the last of the if you are in a certain emotion, gain performance rare card. I don't think we want all of them, 2 of them is already reaching it. We have Noh Darkness, which just gives us popularity explosion next turn. Straight up. We could take that, we don't have any of the performance cards that change an emotion. So we're not going to overwrite our own popularity explosion anymore. But the cards that want popularity explosion are Negating Masks, Crane and Tortoise, and Soul Crushing Mask, and Fan Swipe technically. I guess we have a couple. And last we have Fleeting Emotion, but we don't have enough cheap cards that change emotions. We have Enrapturing Hata, and that's it outside of the starting ones. I don't think we are a Fleeting Emotion deck. Let's go for Noh Darkness. Let's become a popularity explosion deck this time around. Fuck. Here we have the Noh Dancer's exclusive boss relic, the Emotion Amplifier. Every 3 times you switch emotions during combat, gain 1 energy. You need 5 more popularity to gain popularity explosion. So, about becoming a popularity explosion deck and not having enough cards that change emotions, I think both of these things are going to change in a second. Because I don't want to take the Busted Crown, I don't have enough good cards yet, and the Bark, I don't even have a single potion right now. Unfortunate. think we want to take the center out. It has some elites, some rest sites, although this has 2 rest sites. A shop. I like having more unknown spaces though, so let's take the center out. Ooh, starting off with Noh of Darkness, sure. Our popularity is exploding. Next turn. Which activates things like Angry No Mask too, incidentally, but I think I'd rather have negating masks. Not that counter will do us any good, but we're drawing 2 more cards and gain a lot of block next turn, but like, this always happens first, because that gives us Accelerator. This is also active, incidentally, the Sacred Rite Oakenite. If it isn't, then I need to fix a bug. We can always play this. Fuck, it's a bug. Remind me to fix it! I was joking about if it doesn't work. You're supposed to work! Ah, crud. Now I wonder if all the other emotionless do something cards work with Popularity Explosion. Anyway, we still need some block, especially next turn, so... But this is too much damage to just give up. Let's be aggressive. Unfortunately, he's gonna hit us for 20 next turn, and we have Frail now. That's part of the reason why I want to be aggressive. Oh, good. Okay. Let's get you back to the deck. Doesn't actually do anything. Okay, finally we can gain popularity. That is one big downside with Kokoro, or the Noh Dancer, technically speaking. Enemies that just have a shit ton of block, yeah, you're not gonna do a whole lot against it. I did say that with Emotion Amplifier, I do need more cards that change emotions, so Well Prepared Act is not too bad. Anya Mask, good card, but not for right now. Yeah, let's go into an emotion changing build, I guess. Emotion cycle. Maybe we find enough cheap stuff. Let's make this guy here weak. Still get a damage though. Wow. Rude. That's 8 damage, so I'm 1 off again. No means to get to... Oh, wait. Oh well. Guess this is emotionless now. Yeah, next turn we're gonna have a lot of Popularity Explosion active. Nice, perfect top deck. Yes, I do want to have more block. Switch emotions, get a popularity because of our emotion amplifier, switch emotions again, and just attack, I guess. Yeah, And that's the unfortunate part with well-prepared act. If you are reliant on getting one specific emotion, you can kind of screw yourself over. It's almost dead. Let's dig for attacks. That is an attack, but not the amount of damage that I was hoping for. Yeah, but he's dead next turn. He only has 5 more life in total. Case in point. Blessing of the Forge. Fan Swipe is a free card. The only not upgraded one, unfortunately, though. How many Fan Swipes do I have? Only one? Sure, let's add another one. Free is always nice, even if you have mana gain. Ooh, Kitsune Mask. Ah, that would have been good in a trapped deck. Whenever you apply a debuff, gain 2 block. And 2, unfortunately. But it's really good in the right decks. Calipers. Keep all but 15 off your block. How many? We don't really have a whole lot of skills, we mostly have attacks. Speaking of, what do we want to remove from our deck? God, this deck is a mess. I think block though, since we removed the strike. Ooh, nice, that's actually really good. Oh! Oh, Monkey Possession. Okay, we have a lot of good cards here. So, a common card, which I'm surprised we haven't seen at all yet. Never-ending Croc. Become joyful. Draw 2 cards. If already joyful, next turn, gain an energy and draw a card. So this combined with Enraptured Hyotoko, which is right next to it, just gains you so much card draw and energy. So you can play a ton of cards. However, Sticky Web, perfect for trapped builds. It applies 1 trapped and debuffs like vulnerable, weak, and anything else that degrades by 1 at the end of the turn. Do not lose stacks anymore. So they're applied at all times. Bruto Joji, really good for cycling emotions. But Monkey Possession. Delay damage to all enemies. Its encore never ends. There's no way I cannot pick this up. It's rather pricey, all things considered. But it's good. I probably want to go to the rest side though. My deck is not all that strong, unfortunately. So I do need to heal myself every once in a while, I have the feeling. Anyway, I'm now dealing 8 damage every couple turns, sometimes even multiple times a turn if I have card draw. This is surprisingly active. Nice, exactly 9 block. Yeah, the healer will... I don't know when exactly the trigger is for healing. It's not always once the Centurion is below a certain amount of HP, but often enough. Anyway, I don't care about taking 2 damage. Because I'm not. Haha! Thanks, Emotion Amplifier. And there we go, Monkey Possession just triggering on its own. And, I overrode my own popularity explosion just now, didn't I? Oops. Yeah, that's the problem with Bell of Dojoji and you're in my discard pile now. Well-prepared act, it can override popularity explosion. You have to be careful when you're putting that in your deck. Might as well. We don't have the... what's it called again? The the ice cream in our decks. We do not carry over energy from one turn to another. Guess we're staying melancholic this run here. Or not. He's gonna die next turn, most likely. Almost to the monkey possession, but he's gonna get healed now. So we do need to put a little bit more effort in. There we go. Alright, we need one more popularity to gain popularity explosion on the natural basis now. Which incidentally also means that Never-Ending Dance now deals even a lot more damage if we get up to 17 somehow. Missed the monkey possession. Unfortunate. Not that it matters. This guy is dead now. Ooh, emotionless. We do not want to be emotionless with all of our emotion-bound cards. Yeah, I didn't want any of these cards here. But what I do want is to upgrade monkey possession. It's a lot of free damage. Oh, it's the fourth unknown room. Molten Egg! Any attack we put in our deck from now on is always upgraded. Nice. Ooh, the Gremlin Leader again. We have 2 AoE cards, which is really good against this guy. Either way, I want to start with blocking. And I really want to deal with this guy here first. Since he can make me, I think, weak. Oh, overcut a little. What do we have here? Sure, let's play both AoEs. And be 1 off. Uh-oh. By 1 off, I mean 5 off, but, in my head, I was dealing more damage somehow. Oops. That's not good. Let's see. We definitely want to kill that guy. He deals 12 otherwise. And more block, I guess. Yeah, we're super weak this round, unfortunately. I did not get... Like, I have a lot of things going on, but nothing... Like, no actual archetype yet. This is the unfortunate part. We might just die, too. Didn't I play it before? No. Yeah, if things go if things go south, I will try one more attempt. Yeah, I don't think I can block that much. Nope. Like, this is over. Unfortunate. Okay, one more attempt. Red rare card. Okay, let's have this be our direction. Trapped. Okay. We got trapped or emotion cycle. This works for both. So, trapped. We've already had trapped, but this card specifically. If the target is apply to trapped, but if the target is already trapped, instead of applying to trapped, remove all stacks of trapped and reduce the target's strength by half. So, round it down, unfortunately. So if you have 3 trapped on an enemy, it would still only remove 1 trapped. So you really want to try and gain a lot of other trapped on that enemy beforehand. Like this card is a boss killer, or a boss slow down her. path. I think I want to go... lots of encounters, unfortunately, if I want to take that. Rest side, but you always want to take a rest side if possible. Okay, we're gonna take a damage here, that's fine. Next turn we definitely should be killing this guy. Of course, Frenzy Strike is not in my hand. Of course, it. So much for that. Actually, I could have killed it because of the trap. Oh well. It's not like he can actually deal damage to me. Angry. Yeah, Angel's Feather Rope, just good all-round block. Something that I was missing last time. Get gold, yes please. Thank you, Golden Shrine. Okay, now let's... Stranding Binds. I don't think I want to play one defend, but we don't have anything better to do, so might as well play the other one. Yeah, Restraining Binds, unfortunately, against the Cultist, not nearly as good. Because they just gain a lot more strength than you can remove from them. Not prepared act from a block. Suga's Vengeance for damage. Mass Storm. Not the kind of direction we want to go, I don't think. Wow, all defense. Oh, that's always super rough. But it happens. On the plus side, I still have enough defend for this turn to not take any damage, even though he's dealing 14 to me. That's 10 incoming. Well, 9 in now. We just kill him next turn with 2 more strikes, I think. Assuming I actually draw that much, huh? Also, no, 2 strikes wouldn't have been enough. Well, for this it would have been. I didn't even remove a strike from my deck yet, so... How do I not get any? There we go. Much better. Setup. If we are in Joy, we can apply Trapped that way. But that means we do need a couple more Joy cards. Yeah, the funny thing with Restraining Bind is that while you want to play it in a trapped deck, it's not that good in a trapped debuff kind of style deck, because you want to use all the trap to reduce the enemy's strength, whereas in a regular trap deck you want to use trapped to deal damage to the opponent. Case in point, I'm not even using it here right now because the damage just kills this dude. Recurrence. I'm gonna have setup, which gives me more... Yeah, you need AoEs, you just do. Anyway, I'm upping Setup probably, or Angel's Feather Robe? Angel's Feather Robe also becomes a block card if you're in Melancholy. I mean Setup. Yeah, Angel's Feather Robe is always one. Ah, case in point! Oh, crud. I think I'm just having this here. Oh. Oh, but I could have killed that guy. I didn't notice he was at 1. Shit. Starting to get sloppy here. Yeah, this is the card that I wanted. Because that would bring me to popularity. Enough to... Ooh. Are we emotionless? Setup doesn't necessarily need emotions. This doesn't necessarily need emotions. This is gonna be sad. Yeah, I think let's try it out. I mean, we've already had one fail run. Let's go big or go home. The new Mask of Hope. While you're emotionless, double the damage of the block cards in your double the damage and block of your cards. There we go. But shuffle 2 unstable emotions into your deck, which, when drawn, gain a random emotion. Don't ask me why this displays unstable emotion plus an upgrade. I have it coded the same way as follow-up, and that doesn't show follow-up plus an upgrade, so sometimes this game is just weird. But sure, let's try out New Mask of Hope. Worst case scenario, I never play it. Ooh, Golden Idol, let's trigger it. Let's be Indiana Jones. And take 90 damage. Calipers? Sure. Okay, so with the new Mask of Hope, since it does shuffle unstable emotions to your deck, you do need some way to get back to emotionless in order to make it work. Can I afford to play Recurrence right now for 12 damage? I will take 5. Nah, I don't want to. I'm at 38. I need to play a little bit conservative. Yeah, right now, New Mask of Hope does absolutely nothing outside of filling our deck with unplayable status cards. So we don't actually want to play it yet, but we're gonna build our deck towards it because it is such a huge payoff card. Especially if you somehow manage to get multiple copies of it, because yes, it doubles the double. Right, I had Accelerator on, I should have played that. Oh well. Unfortunately, we did not gain another attack to kill this aggressive assets line here. I'd rather have him take 2 damage, honestly. Alright. There we go, release emotions. So now we can be in an emotion and yet still manage to just lose it all outright. Okay, I think... Let's go to the shop first. Maybe we can add another card to our deck to make New Mask of Hope better. Not this one. This one is better with when we are emotionless. there's no guarantee we are yet. There's a lot of good relics here too. I want every single one of them. If I buy the Sling of Courage, I can remove a card. Which we might want to remove, like these cards here. Yeah, let's remove Water Iris' Beauty. And buy the Sling. Okay, let's do this. We don't actually have any means of attacking. Oh, that's unfortunate. No returns then. Oh god, this battle's not going to be pretty. Okay, free block. New Mask of Hope I might want to play, but I think it's one off anyway. Sure, we can kill it next time with Frenzied Strike, which we're guaranteed to draw, alongside 2 Unstable Emotions. And a lot of Dazeds are now in our deck. Oof. Well. The first Unstable Emotion made us angry, the second one made us emotionless. Nice. So let's not take any damage. We're gaining an emotion either way. And we're dealing 9 damage to that guy no matter what at least, so... Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I think Emotions right now is actually pretty good either way. Even with I should say New Mask of Hope. Never mind that it says Unshaken Conviction. That used to be its name. Remind me to fix that later. What a showcase it is, huh? Yeah, New Mask of Hope and Unshaken Conviction switched their names rather late in development, so that's one of the things that still stuck, unfortunately. Anyway, I don't want to have emotions anymore. I want you to die instead. There we go. Blue candle, nice. Curses won't affect us that much anymore. Original Mask of Hope. Oh no, oh no. I'm already on a 3 cost power. But actually, it's 2 cost. It used to be 3. But it was unplayable at 3, so it got down to 2. Anyway, so Original Mask of Hope. Whenever you play a buff, whenever you get a buff from a card you played, gain twice as many stacks. So power cards are buffs. It will double its effect. But I don't think I can afford to have both of these in my deck, unfortunately. I'm not the right deck. If I was still the deck from last run for the failed attempt, then maybe it would have worked, but since gaining energy and gaining card draw next turn is a buff. Either way, I want to upgrade this, I think. Get only 1 bad card into my deck. I'm going to take too much damage if I play New Mask of Hope. So let's play Retreat, Defend. Actually, could have had 1 more block. Taking only 4 damage instead of 5. Only 1 popularity. I think it's just better to do this then. And that should be enough. Yes. Ow, Saramask, really? Ah, I want to be emotionless now. This seed does not want to work with me. Oh yeah, let's increase this card. It's probably going to be played whenever we can against the upcoming boss. Except right now, unfortunately. Drawing it at the same hand as the mask itself is unfortunate. But what can you do? 5 block is enough. Nice, we block the first wave. Yeah, this guy here, his first attack is always dependent on how much current life you have. The less you have, the less damage it will deal, so that's why I didn't bother healing up beforehand. Okay, yeah, let's order it this way. Deal more damage. Decreases strength by 1. Okay. Unfortunately, this guy here, once all of his flames are lit again, he will become a lot more powerful and turn all of the burns in your deck to burn pluses, so we don't want to wait around for too long. We actively have to hurry up with this battle. That and I have surprisingly little life. You know what? I have potions, might as well use it. That was supposed to be a defend. Uh-oh. I'm throwing the run! It's supposed to be a showcase of how to play this character, not how to not play it. Either way, next turn, it's tempting actually. Get an accelerator in too? Sure. Okay, yeah, now got 2 strength. But I have a lot more. I need to gain 12 block. So this would work. If I don't draw an unstable emotion next turn, it would be better to just not attack with Frenzied Strike, but the chance of drawing it is too big, so I'm just going to do it after all. It's almost a 50% chance, if not even a little bit more. There it is, unstable emotion. And I can get rid of it again. And die if I don't kill this guy right now, and I don't. Because I played it. Because I misplayed. Okay, what a showcase. I think it's because I'm trying to force builds that I want to show off. Okay, let's play like I normally do. Okay. That's a start, alright. Yeah, that's how I normally play, with fast mode on. And taking lots of damage at the beginning, I guess. Yeah. Denounce Faith. We haven't actually seen that card yet. Denounce Faith. The next X attack and skill cards in your draw pile can deal an additional 4 damage or additional 4 block if applicable, and they become ethereal for the rest of the combat. So it powers up your next card. In this case, Retreat, which I don't even want to play. In which case, yeah, it just destroys the card, which is fine too, I guess. Tribe of Kuchisake. Now all of the good stuff shows up. Like, where were you last time? And both X cards too. Tribe of Kuchisake, do you like debuffs? Let's take it. Potions. Sure, let's do this. And I don't think I want to power up a card, I just want to be enjoy for the Kokoro Mask effect here. Single defense should be fine, and how do you like debuffs? This is how this is supposed to go. Fan swipe? Sure. I don't want explosive potion, I'd rather just draw. I don't actually have the ability to gain joy this turn. So let's just play safe. All of the debuffs. Let's see, I do want to block. Give him one more of this, of trapped. And trapped should now kill it. Yep, exactly. Tropic Brew. Nah. Rational strategy. Decent block card. Exhaust if you're not in the motionless. Easy enough. Mask Rush here, right. Deals trapped in joy, deals 13 damage, plus half again if you're in anger, and is a wall up if you're in melancholy. Well, half a wall up. I don't want it in this deck though. Like right now, I'm gonna be all debuff rather, which means do I want to remove? I want to upgrade Water Iris's Beauty eventually for Joyful, but first the Kokoro Mask will be upgraded. And Tribe of Kuchisake, and yeah, I'm gonna remove his strike. Kitsune Mask! Hey, we've won! Whenever you apply a debuff, gain 2 block. Apply 3 different debuffs. Have Artifact. Oh no. Yeah, some encounters are still gonna be troublesome. I don't think I can actually kill that right now. Can still gain block though. This guy, I guess. Set this up for the next turn, get a little defend. Yeah, this guy is just the one that I'll abuse for getting blocked from now on. Even if that means that this guy survives for a little bit longer. I'm always gonna play 2 of these anyway, so might as well keep my polarity up. Actually, should have played that. Yeah, that was some bad ordering. Oh well. This guy just takes 10 damage the next turn anyway. And now this guy takes all the debuffs. That's awkward. Do you like daisies? Not really. Probably should have just played the Swift Potion now that I think about it. Whatever. 30. Oh nice, an anchor. Start with block, that's really good because we have so many powers that we need to consider. Well, we have two, never mind. I don't want any of these. I do want to stay in Joy always. You just deal damage, I don't want damage, same here. But it also applies trapped, but Okay, first things first, I want you to be cheaper. Kitsune Mask's block increase is nice and all, but having an artifact cost, a power cost less is always better in my book. No block again. Oh, right, I have the anchor though. So we're fine, I can just do this, become angry. Don't actually apply any trapped or weak. But it still triggers. Huh. Okay, I'm just gonna write this down at this rate. So welcome to this live testing of my of my mod. I mean, this is essentially what this has turned out into, hasn't it? Okay, I've got Kitsune Mask on. Yeah, that's. Oh wait, that's the wrong X-Cost card. Never mind. Could have still become joyful though. Whatever. Not quite enough. I guess I'll have a 3, yeah. But what if we had more debuffs? Block potion. And now we have one entirely. Emotion Link. Apply single target debuffs to all enemies instead. So Trap of Kuchisake works on all enemies now. Make that cheaper. Like, see, once I'm not even trying to force anything into something. I'm just getting the most ridiculous... I appreciate it though. Cinemas. Might as well play this so I'm in Joy now. Did it even hit it? Yeah, it hit Retreat, which I don't think I want to play. I just want to do this, really. I denounce Fate, that does nothing. I should get some block. Yeah, this guy here will never not have a weak on him. I'll say, oh, we'll block. Oh well. Ooh, Anchor and Horn Fleet. I'm now almost immune for the first 2 turns. Oh god, do I want Restraining Binds with all the... No, not really. I'd rather have Trapped for dealing damage. No! You ruined my last run. It was my own mistake, to be fair, but... yeah, we don't want to strike. Do you want to try a relic though? Ow. There we go. Hey, we healed! I think we technically lost HP though. I think we start with more. Speaking of losing HP, 22 damage, eesh. Because we have so much maximum HP right now. Let's just max HP, I think. Mango still healed us for 7 more if it was max HP. Then again, we are facing the other thing again. But we would be down to 16 HP. Yeah, no, that's too much. I think that's the first time I've ever taken max HP loss. Anyway, I think we want to upgrade Kuchisake now because it gives every phase +1. Counted even +2 technically. And the specific anger, joint, melancholy phase, it's even more powerful. Denounce Faith upgrading is also nice because even if we're at 0, we can upgrade the next attack or skill. And Kitsune Mask, I don't think that the +1 is absolutely necessary here right now. Kuchisake is way more important. Don't need a potion link, I might play it because I want to get it out of my deck, but I feel this is just better. Applying more debuffs. Speaking of applying debuffs, let's do it some more. Since my master deck is only 12 cards, I do draw into Kuchisake a lot. Oh no, I'm taking damage. Jesus, Kuchisake! To be fair, it was only this powerful because I played it at 4 the entire time. And every single turn, for that matter. Oh god, if I did take Restraining Bind, I could just reduce any enemy strength to like -10 or something. Which is tempting, but I think I just rather want to kill them. Anyway, Ibuguri Kagura line we've already seen, but choosing your path. It's an ethereal power card, upgrades to be not ethereal. That lets you choose and get an emotion. You can no longer switch emotions. However, if you choose strength, you essentially have a mini demon form. You gain 1 strength a turn. For melancholy, you gain 1 dexterity each turn. And for joy, you just draw 2 additional cards, which since you're in joy, it means technically you're drawing 3 additional cards each turn, meaning each turn you draw 8 cards. Which is pretty good, but I want to keep my deck as small as possible so that with Komodo Mask, where I already draw an extra card each turn, I want to be able to draw, well, I mean, it's power, so technically speaking, it's just making the deck more powerful because I'll draw 9 cards each turn then. Oh god, should I really? No. I don't want to have another card for my setup turn. Busted Crown. As silly as it is, I think my deck is done. Oh god, what is this deck? Fusion Hammer, no, Sozu. No. I'll take the Busted Crown. I know this is supposed to be a showcase, but this deck is ridiculous. Like, okay, let's be real here. My deck is dependent on Kuchisake, Kitsune Mask, and Emotion Link all being there, which is 3 different uncommon cards. You usually don't get all of these in Act 1. I just got ridiculously lucky. I think that's supposed to be the game saying sorry for screwing me over this much in the last 2 runs. Anyway, I want to damage by Komote. Make the next 2 defense ethereal. Sure, might as well play that then to get it out of my deck. And the time has come. Right! Buffs or debuffs ignore ignore block their HP loss. Do we want to lose our money generating relic to instead make us gain gold? Gain money. Do we want to lose our money generating relic to instead heal every time we gain money? There we go. We could also just heal, we'll get 5 max HP, at least current HP, which really, I only want money. I don't think I'm actually getting hit that often. Remove a card from my deck? Hell yeah. I'm never playing this, am I? I have better methods to become... oh no. Okay, this is the game saying, yeah, sorry for screwing you over so much the last 2 runs. Chemical X. Chemical X lets you trigger X cost cards 2 additional times. So yeah, I don't think there's any way for me to lose this anymore. Sure. Not that this really matters, I don't think. Yeah, this guy's just dead. I don't think I'll even need, oh, right. Yep. What is this deck? I mean, I know that this possibility exists. I made this mod, but this wasn't supposed to just happen like this. I mean, kind of, but not this early in Act 1 is what I mean. I actually need to play a block card, huh? That's weird. Okay, now the entire rest of my deck is ethereal. Actually, no. Touhou Project is in here. Yeah, this is ethereal because it has a form where there is block and damage. And I don't... Do I care? It's got Accelerator. Do I care about Accelerator? Not really. I mean, this has debuffs, but I could give somebody vulnerable, which is the one debuff that I don't yet have, which would work better with trapped. But that means I'd need to be in anger and not in joy, which I want to be for my entire deck, really. Oh, whoops, this wasn't Touhou Project, this was the Nun's Faith. There we go. Now let's get rid of the defend in my deck. And this guy's just dead. But what if we gained even more block? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna... I don't even have any strikes left for a strike dummy. I'm gonna remove everything, pretty much. Accelerators are pointless because I'm only ever playing one card a turn. Maybe two. Another shop. I don't need any of these. So let's just get rid of a defend. Or Crane Tortoise can be good, technically. Oh, this is a 10 card deck at this point. Alright, make my entire deck ethereal. I now have 2 cards in my deck. Unfortunately, I do not yet have Consider Mask, so I'm taking damage. There it is. But now I don't have Touhou Project, huh? You mean I actually need to try now, game? Really? Alright. There we go. Oh god, I could take Noh Darkness to make Touhou Project being popularity explosion, but I don't think it actually matters that much. You gain a bit more of all, like you get the maximum amount of for all different phases, but really that doesn't matter. I don't need to play that, it's pointless. I could play it, so it's out of my deck though, in theory. Then again, I'm drawing my entire deck each turn anyway. And the enemy's dead. I guess I can upgrade Fan Swipe. It is still free, so I can just play it. It makes me melancholic, that's worth it. Actually, I could have still just attacked beforehand. I mean, it's not like I need to try with this. To be fair though, this guy does have, once he hits half HP, roughly, he removes all the debuffs on him. He might not live to see the day though. Yeah, no, he's dead before he can relieve himself from all these debuffs. 135 below. Oh. What is this? So, you know how X cost cards? Remember the amount of mana you had left when you duplicate them? Which of these do I need less? Frenzied Strike? I mean, Frenzied Strike is the only... Oh no, Fan Swipe also activates Retreat. But I don't need Craven Tortoise, I never use it. Okay, this time I need to fight the Burning Elite though. Which is fine because it's not the best path anyway. Okay. Oh no, I added a card to my deck, how could I? And then I removed 2. I guess. I don't think I need a Flex Potion, I'm never really attacking. This one attack here was an exception. Not necessary. Oh no, he adds burns to my deck, that's bad. Oh right, this is an emotion. Well, I didn't have anything in my deck anyway. Yeah, the burns are gonna mess up my entire game plan here, huh? Never mind. Ooh, actually, that's gonna be a huge problem with the heart too, isn't it? Something that gives 1 week to all enemies? Nah. Got this card. It's a debuff, but I'd rather not still. I want to have my entire combo in my hand if possible. Gain money for losing the Golden Idol, sure. I don't think the Golden Idol will give me that much more money. This. Denounce Faith to get rid of my deck. Yeah, the burns are gonna be annoying again. And I don't think Denounce Faith will activate burns. If it does, then I've done something terribly wrong. Yeah. Unfortunately, my block gain is actually not all that powerful if there's only one enemy, so I might still lose against the Heart, surprisingly enough. But at least the heart isn't intangible every other turn. Yes? I think he's dead anyway, but I want to. Yeah. Oddly Smooth Stone, I don't think I'll ever use that. I mean, I do have Retreat in my deck still. Can still make use of it. Oh yeah, sure, let's get block. As well. I'd like you. My deck is just super susceptible to any kind of status cards. But it's not like it really matters, is it? I might take this card specifically for the heart battle. It does give me melancholy though. Yeah, no, not in this case. I'll take another block card that does not give me Melancholy, which most of them do, unfortunately. Just imagine getting the event now that gives me 5 cards that make me intangible. That would be ridiculous. And it is still possible, it is an Act 3 event if I recall correctly. Chamber? What would that even do? I have 1 skill in my deck, 2, 3. I mean, oh wait, no, it's not skills, it's emotion reliant cards, which have exactly, I guess, follow up. I'll retreat because I am going to need it against the heart, I think. Late membership card, but I'll take it. And everything you have to offer. You again. Damn it. The one guy that I never want to see. But I didn't even see the knife guy. Man. Oops, I could have gotten rid of these two, huh? Oh wait, your power. Ooh, I don't have this to travel Kuchisake, that's awkward. I might as well. Only need to live 2 more turns. I'm gonna be good to go. He almost has as much trap as he has life left. Link. All of you are dead. I know, just casual 46 block. Although 10 of it was from the anchor, I guess. Okay, I am going to take up Angel's Feather Robe. Specifically for the hard battle. Oh, that means I can upgrade Echo Chamber too, because it upgrades, or it duplicates Ancient's Feather Rope now. Huh, neat. Hard battle? Hell yeah. Now I need to recall. Alright, Dono and Deka. Thank goodness there's two of them. Unfortunately, I mean I still want to get more damage here. Okay, there we go. And you. Well. I kind of drew the deck in the wrong order here, but it's not like it matters. We've seen what this deck does. Do I need to do that? I'm not sure. I don't think I did. Alright. Yeah, let's bounce that dazed, I guess. Oh goodness. I mean, just look at that array of potions that I have up there. Yeah, that was an 8 damage. I'm not surprised. Actually, I am. I did take a little bit of ping damage every once in a while against bosses. Alright, let's smith that last not upgraded card, huh? Of course, I sold everything else. 3 attacks I'm not gonna do, but I am going to shuffle my draw pile every single turn. Oh no. Is there anything left that I want to get rid of? Not really. I want to keep Retreat and Angel's Feather Rope just in case. And I don't want to add more cards. Other Dexterity becomes important, Artifact becomes important. Weak? I have infinite weak on my cards. So what would I rather want? Gambler's Brew, so I'm guaranteed the cards that I want on my first turn. Energy Potion would also not be the worst idea because they can apply more debuffs. I think I want to keep the rest even if Regen Potion is kinda useless. You know, it might just be the breaking point between living and dying, though. I'm not taking any damage this turn, but I'm also not actually doing anything this turn. Okay, yeah, sure. Every 6 turns, I become invulnerable, almost. And Fairy in a Bottle? Yeah, I don't think I need this anymore. I don't think these debuffs will ever run out. Okay, let's see how horribly right this is going to go. Kitsune Mask. I don't need this. I might want to play it eventually though, but not right now. I think for right now all I want to do is apply debuffs. I could shuffle the other ones, I guess? Nah. Let's apply an artifact though, drink this because I might as well, colorless potion. I'm going to wait until I need an answer to something. Anyway, I'm not vulnerable, so... Ride and Mask will always be played. But I think I'm gonna Gambless Brew into good cards. Do I need to block? Don't have a block in here. But if I want to get rid of these, I'll just draw into that stuff. Just guess this is fine? Sure. Let's get rid of the statuses. Except that was a dumb idea because I can't actually... It's an emotion relying card! Oh my god, I forgot about that. What if I drew even more? Oh god, what have I done? Oh, Echo Chamber is the one card that I didn't draw. Unfortunate. Let's get rid of this then. Now this is good enough. I feel like. But you know what? Sure. Yeah, now I can draw my entire deck again. Excellent. Yeah, only 22 block, unfortunately, but it's not like it matters. This heart is taking 120 damage right now. Also, I guess I accidentally got rid of H's Featherroot. That's awkward. Not that it matters, the heart just killed itself. Almost. Well, it's the last time. Oh, but it's dead because of the random power deck. What was this deck? Oh lord. I swear normally Kokoro is not nearly as busted. Or like the previous two runs, like... Man, those were just bad. Oh yeah, apparently the instance burner at some time procced. Wow. I'm not surprised that I'm a Highlander. With my 10 cards. Goodness. Anyway, I did not mean to stream for that long in all honesty, but... I mean, the second and third attempt, like, I couldn't end on that note, right? And apparently it really paid off. Anyway, I think I'll return with this mod one more time, because there's a Gensoki mod, which essentially lets you play 3 different acts with Touhou characters as elites and bosses, and introduces a couple of cool mechanics, which I also want to show off, and how my character works in that mod. So yeah, we'll return with Slay the Spire Noh Dancer mod. Not sure when though. Probably the next couple days though. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and see you next time. Bye.